Years Ahead looks at stained glass to you, but unscrambled it spells Richard Whiteley, which might mean just as little. But not if you're a regular viewer of Countdown.
Good evening. Well, now, there are just 9 shopping days to Christmas, and there are just 3 days before we know who will be the Countdown champion of 1982. And attempting tonight to chase those top 2 scores of 66 and 65, will you welcome our 2 contestants? First, Maurice Daniels. Maurice was the victor yesterday. Maurice there is the tax man from Manchester. He's not actually a tax man. He now teaches others how to become taxmen. But he's already shown that he's quite a wizard with the words and, of course, with the figures as well. So that's Maurice Daniels, our incumbent champion. But our challenger tonight, will you welcome Jane McClellan. Now, Jane is aged 33 years of age. She comes from Frodsham in Cheshire, and she's a former teacher who now is the mother of a 5-year-old son. Now, Jane used to enjoy travelling in Switzerland, apparently. But now, according to her husband, she's a stay-at-home housewife, but very, very efficient. Although since she doesn't go to Switzerland anymore, she must sometimes feel a little alpless. Well, now, Countdown might have provided more cannon fodder for the critics than the British Army at the charge of the Light Brigade. But the letters from you do keep rolling in. And here, for example, is one from Mrs. May Prince of Truro, who writes, I was up all last night trying to work out the Countdown numbers game, but I stuck with it and managed to get it right just as dawn was breaking. She adds that she's now written a song about her experiences, and she's calling it Come Day, May Prince Will Sum. Well, out to the man who says he's not always right, but he's never, never wrong, Mr. Kenneth Williams.
Thank you very much. That's fine. Thank you. Well, I must say I'm delighted to be back here. There's quite a carnival atmosphere here this afternoon. I've already had a chat with quite a few of you. Quite a few up there, that lot up there, I know them well. It's a carnival atmosphere, and you know carnival derives from carne, which is flesh, and vale, which is farewell. So it was goodbye, flesh, because it always took part, that revelry, before Lent, when you had to give up food, you see. So that's an interesting a bit of etymology for you. My finder with me today is Mary, don't forget, and we'll be looking for any fallacies that are presented to us, any words which aren't quite right, we shan't allow them, and we're going by current usage and the dictionary. So that's our position made quite clear, isn't it?
It is absolutely clear, Ken. Thank you very much indeed. Let's get on with the game in this carnival atmosphere. We're all getting excited, not only as Christmas approaches, but we want to find out our Countdown champion. Remember, you can actually get 90 points for 9 rounds. It is possible to get 10 points per round. Right, Jane, will you start?
Start with a consonant, please.
And you have an M.
Vowel.
Underneath.
Consonant.
S.
Consonant.
And V.
Consonant.
C.
Vowel.
A.
Vowel.
O.
Consonant.
D.
Consonant.
And J.
So there are Jane's 9, and this is the time, and it starts now. Right, that's it. Pens down. Jane, how do you do?
Only 5.
Only 5. Well, you say only 5. 5 is not bad. Maurice?
5.
You both got 5,
Yes.
so let's hear them both. Let's hear yours first. Jane?
Coves. C-O-V-E-S.
Coves. The little things you find in rocky inlets and so on around the coast. OK. And Morris?
Moved, M-O-V-E-D.
Moved. Yes. Well, OK, no problem with those. What did you get, Kenneth?
Well, I got toads, which is 5. That's not bad, is it? Toads, not unlike the sloth or sloth, those little furry creatures, you know, that hang upside down. A lot of people think they're dying out, but I think they'll come round again when they're hungry. Don't you? No, you obviously don't.
I'm sure they do, really. Morris, your turn, round 2.
Consonant,
And you have an F,
vowel,
E,
consonant,
T,
vowel,
O,
consonant,
S,
vowel,
U,
consonant,
B,
another consonant, please,
X,
vowel,
and I.
You can almost get tax out of that, but you can't quite. Let's go, starting now. And that's time. Morris?
5, I'm afraid.
5 again, and
5.
both got 5. All right, well, not bad. Let's hear yours, Morris.
Foxes, F-O-X-E-S.
F-O-X-E-S. And Jane?
Boxes.
Boxes, as in Christmas box.
Foxes.
Yes, foxes and boxes. Okay. Kenneth, what did you get?
Well, I got 6, actually, fetus, but then I don't think, that's a bit indelicate. I'd really rather not mention it at all. I wish you hadn't asked me now.
Okay, so I'm sorry. Sorry I asked. I only asked, as they say. Your friend Bernard used to say that, didn't he? Bernard Bresnan.
I only, yes,
asked.
yes, I only asked. Yes, very charming idea.
Round 3, letters game, Jane to go.
Start with a consonant, please.
No.
Another consonant.
And Z,
Another consonant.
M,
Vowel.
E,
Vowel.
O,
Consonant.
H,
Vowel.
A,
Consonant.
G,
Consonant.
and the plural S.
Okay, and the countdown starts now. Right, now then, both our competitors are on 10, so there's a chance for someone to streak ahead here. Let's see if anyone can do it. Jane?
6.
6, not bad. Morris?
6.
6, all right, not bad, you two either. Jane?
Hazels.
yes.
H-A-Z-E-L-S.
That's a good one. Hazels. Yes, I bet many people didn't get that. H-A-Z-E-L-S. Hazels. Is that actually... That's all right. Hazels.
Well, I don't know. You see, we'd say hazelnuts, wouldn't we? We would never say hazels, unless you were talking about the tree. I suppose you could say there were loads of hazels there as opposed to loads of firs or loads of maples. So, yes, we'd have to say it was all right. Yes, Mary's agreeing with me. Mary's a vehemently agreeing.
She's a vehement agreeer.
That's right. She is indeed, yeah.
Okay, well done on hazels. And Morris, what did you get? Did you get hazels?
Glazes, G-L-A-Z-E-S.
Very good.
Good.
Very good.
Glazes.
Not as good as me. I got homages, which is larger than either of them, isn't it? Brilliant of me.
Homage.
Homages. They paid their homages, you see. That's perfectly reasonable, isn't it? Homages. Oh, yes. Homage is the singular. You pay homage. But several people pay them in several homages, you see.
Gosh, well, we all pay our homages to you, sir.
Thank
He's such
you.
a clever boy. Isn't he a clever boy, everybody? Right, well, that's 16 apiece here as we go into the sums. This might sort out the taxmen from the non-taxmen. Let's see how we get on. Will you choose yours, Morris, from Beverly Isherwood?
2 from the top line, please. 2 from the middle line. 1 from the third line and 1 from the fourth line.
8, 7, 9, 2, 25, and 50. And let's see what Cecil says. 7, 1, 2. Reminder, you can use all or any, but not the same one twice. And here we go. Seven, 1, 2 is the target. Let's see how they got on. Morris, what did you get?
717.
7, 1, 7. So that's 5 out. And Jane?
708.
708. So that's just 4 out. So you're the nearer of the two. So let's see how you did yours. And you check it off with our vital statistician tonight, who is Carol Vorderman.
Good evening.
7 take away 2 is 5.
7 minus 2 is 5.
Plus
Whoops.
9.
Excuse me.
Plus
Yes, carry on.
9 is 14.
Is 14.
Times the 50
14 by 50.
is 700.
Yep.
Plus the 8, 708.
Is 708 indeed. Well done.
Very good. Well, Jane, you get 7 points there because you were within 5 of the target. I just wonder if Carol Vorderman, our leader of men over there, can get it spot on.
No, I didn't this time, Richard. I'm afraid I was 2 out.
You were 2 out.
Yeah.
Oh dear. You'll have to do better next time, my dear.
I'm sure I will.
We approach the halfway point now with Jane there on 23, Jane, and Morris on 16. But Ken, we always like you to take us into the break, to put people in a sort of nice frame of mind as the commercials come on.
Yes, well, you know, I've had my attention drawn to a letter. Would you like to hear it? It's about this show. Words are fascinating things, which I'm writing to you. Many years ago, when I worked at a grocery store, the item that caused some amusing descriptions was desiccated coconut. Some people had a lot of trouble with this. You may not believe it, but it's perfectly true what I'm about to tell you. One customer always ordered desolated coconut. Another ordered as destituted coconut. Another said decimated coconut. Another one called it desecrated coconut. But that she ends up by saying some customers did get it right. And many thanks to Countdown, which we find very entertaining. She didn't put what she should have put at the end because of Kenneth Williams, but there you are. You can't expect everything, can you?
Of course she meant because of Kenneth Williams. And you can see more of Kenneth Williams in 2 minutes from now. Welcome back to part 2, where someone sent in a definition of a herbaceous boarder. Got to think about this. A herbaceous boarder is apparently a vegetarian lodger. Yeah, when you think about it, it's not bad. We start part 2 in a very interesting position. Our challenger, Jane McClellan, is there in the lead with 23 points, and our incumbent champion, Maurice Daniels, is there on 16, and it was his maths that let him down, I'm afraid, on the last round of part 1. But let's see what can happen in part 2. As Maurice, you kick off, please.
Consonant.
And you have a Y.
Vowel.
E.
Consonant.
T.
Vowel.
O.
Consonant.
Q.
Another consonant.
T.
Vowel.
And you've got the U.
Another vowel, please.
And E.
Consonant.
And W.
Well, I do hope someone will use the cue. Let's see if they do as we start the clock. Right, that's it. Morris, how many letters?
5.
5. And Jane?
5.
Both 5. Goodness gracious. Morris.
Quote.
Quote. Use the Q and the U. Well done. Quote. And Jane?
Quote.
Well done to you. You use the U. Kenneth?
I got toque, you see, which is a hat, isn't it? T-O-Q-U-E, a toque. You remember the old Queen Mary had a toque? Remember that?
She had a toque.
Yes, she wore the toque. It was a form of hat, rather tight and round. Very nice.
Well, that's well. I don't remember the old
Oh,
Queen
yes,
Mary
there was a
personally.
famous man that went round impersonating her and used to actually arrive as Queen Mary and get a cup of tea because everyone was so frightened and so delighted to see royalty. And he actually turned up at one place as Queen Mary with a ramrod back on the stick and this toque. And the butler opened the door and said, "Oh, go away, she's here already." I laugh at your own
Yes, there is a man in your profession, a man in Emmerdale Farm, Sam Pearson, whose name is Toke Townley.
Oh, they're with a Q?
No, Toke, T-O-K-E.
Ah, well, that's different spelling.
Oh, of
Mine's
course.
Q-U.
So it is well spotted. 28 to Jane and 21 to Morris, as we lead off now with you, Jane.
Start with a consonant, please.
And you have a T,
Another consonant.
a TP,
Vowel.
A,
Consonant.
G,
Vowel.
E,
Consonant.
N,
Vowel.
O,
Consonant.
D,
Vowel.
and E.
Oh, there's hundreds of words there, aren't there? You know them all. They're shouting out at you. Here we go. Right, literally hundreds and hundreds and hundreds. How many did you get, Jane? How many letters?
6.
6, you see, not bad. Morris?
6.
Put old Helen. Jane, off you go. What did you get?
Ponged. I hope that's all right.
Pond?
Ponged. P-O-N-G-E-D.
Oh.
Ponged? Oh, you mean the slang for smell?
Yes.
Smelly, terribly pongy. She means, yeah, you know, when the slippers, usually that terrible advert, the man taking his shoes off, and they'll go, oh, with the terrible pong. Are you allowing pong? Because it's definitely slang. You'll agree about that, won't you?
Yes.
Yes. Well, we'll have to ask Mary whether it's allowable. Does our dictionary give pong for stinking smell? What do you think?
No, it doesn't.
Doesn't give it.
It gives it as
It gives pong, but as what? Gives pong as to smell bad and says nothing at all about slang. It says it's from the Romany to stink. Funny, it's never been applied to me.
Don't you think dictionaries are getting very coarse these days?
They certainly are. They're admitting things that never would have been allowed in my youth. Those were the halcyon days. They remind me when they began. Yes, we're
Anyway,
live.
you got ponged, Jane, so that is 6 points. And let's see what Morris got.
Panted.
Oh, panted.
P-A-N-T-E-D.
Yes, that's right.
Right, well, ponged and panted. Very good. That's 6 points to you both. And Morris, it's your turn to go.
Consonant.
And you have an S,
Another consonant.
N,
Vowel.
U,
Consonant.
F,
Vowel.
E,
Consonant.
S,
Vowel.
I,
Consonant.
R.
One more.
And one more, please.
Consonant.
And a B.
And the B, and off we go, starting now. And that's it. That was This is the last of the letters games, actually. It's a very close match here. In fact, they've been even Stevens, apart from Morris, who lost out on the first numbers game. So, how do you get on this time, Morris?
7.
7. Are you in with a chance here? And Jane?
Only 5.
Only 5. If your 7's correct, you take the lead.
Hope so. Fussier. Fussier.
Fussier.
More fussy.
Yes, you'd allow that. It's very good, yes. She is fussier than he is, yes, very reasonable. I beat them both, actually. I had infusive, which is what you do when you boil the kettle and make a pot of tea and see it fuse. You see, it's actually infusive, so that's 8. So I'd have beaten them both, wouldn't I? Oh, that really makes you throb with it, doesn't it? Throbbing with your actual anticipation.
Jane, we just have to ask you what you got.
Fines.
Fines.
F-I-N-E-S.
F-I-N it was. Well, it wasn't bad, but it wasn't quite fine enough. But the score there is pretty fine because that is 34 to 34. So goodness gracious me, as we go into our numbers game. And Jane, this is where you ask Beverly now for your numbers.
1 from the top row, please. 1 from the next. And 2 each from the other 2 rows.
2, 10, 9, 8, 9, and 25. And what says young Cecil? He says 2, 3, 2. And we have 30 seconds starting now. Right, pens down. Now then, Jane, how did you do?
2, 3, 1.
2, 3, 1, 1 out. Could be good. And Morris?
2, 3, 3.
2, 3, 3. That's both 1 out. Well, this is most interesting. Now, if they're right, you'll both get equal numbers of points. So, Jane, let's check yours off with Carol.
25, take away 2,
25 minus 2,
is 23.
23.
Times the 10
Yep,
is 230.
230
Plus 9 is 239.
is 239.
And take away the 8, 231.
Right, I'm running out of space here. It's 231. Okay,
That's
1
all
out.
right. Well done. And Morris, check yours off.
25
Mm-hmm.
times 9 is 225 plus 8.
225 plus 8 is 233. There is another way you could have done that, Morris, to get 232. And instead of adding the 8, just doing 9 minus 2 is 7. And adding those 2, which would have given 232.
God. Never mind, you're both within 5. Well, you're one either side up, both of you. You both get 7 points. 41 each as we come to the final and crucial round. 10 points or nothing at stake here. Conundrum, you know the rules for the conundrum. If we're all ready for the conundrum, this is where the winner gets 10 points. Everybody ready? The countdown starts now. And there's a buzz from Morris. What do you think it is?
I think it's wrong, Esther.
Oh, go on, what did you think? Let's come out with it now. Go on, what did you think?
Capillary I put down, but it's wrong.
Capillary?
Yes.
Well, I have to tell you that I know that's wrong. I'm sorry, but so you're out of it. But you still have about 23 seconds, Jane, if you'd like further thought. Off we go.
No, I'm sorry.
Well, sorry, you can't do it.
No.
What we'd like to do is just to reveal it, though, so that we don't keep you guessing at home too much. Can we just reveal it, and so you can kick yourself now? Off we go.
Oh.
Typical. Right, It's a tie, 41 each. Well done. What we do in the event of a tie, it's been a tie all along the competition for both of you. Well done. A very close match. Can you both come back tomorrow? Play all over again? Super. Well done. Thank you very much indeed. Congratulations to you both. Very good match. Kenneth, quick final word.
A quick final word. Well, typical reminded me of the fact that language typically gets corrupted, and so Mr. Camel, the missionary, the Jesuit minister who came back from the East with his plant and actually sowed it and made it bloom, had it called after him, and Camellia is what it's called today.
Thank you. Terrific. Thank you very much, Kenneth Williams. That's it. Kenneth Williams, his fan who wrote in, can see him again tomorrow. Meet our two contestants again tomorrow. We hope to see you all again tomorrow for the final round of this one. Off we go. Bye-bye. Well done.
Last chance for competitors to qualify for tomorrow's grand final. At the moment, our finalists are Michael Wiley and Joyce Cantfield. Cartoon World at 5:15 is to tomorrow's final. Will one of today's contestants turn out to be a last-minute qualifier? The countdown is on.
Good evening and welcome to the penultimate programme of the present series, because tomorrow we'll have the final, and so far the two who will be contesting it are Michael Wiley of Edinburgh, who has scored the highest number of points with 66, and Joyce Cansfield of Otley, who has got 65. But our two contestants tonight can still do it if they beat those figures, so will you please welcome back our contestants. And I did say welcome back to both our contestants, because if you were watching yesterday, you'll know there was a tie. It was a very exciting match all along the line, and our incumbent champion, Morris, was only let down a little bit by the maths. So let's see how he gets on today. Morris Daniels, he is the reigning champion at the moment there. He's the taxman from Manchester. Enough said. He's a jolly nice chap. We were getting to know him and quite like him.
I like you too, Richard.
He likes me too. That's not like me too much, otherwise you'll be investigating things that perhaps you shouldn't. And Jane McClellan, our charming challenger, she is from Frodsham in Cheshire, and she's a former teacher, of course, and she's got a 5-year-old child. So it is quite exciting today, because this is the penultimate. So you've got to get over 65 or 66, and you could in fact get 90. 90 points are possible. And as ever, over on my left, the man who will always give you a definite maybe. Will you welcome Mr. Kenneth Williams?
Thank you very much. Yes, well, Richard's right. Richard's right. The atmosphere here now, with these two battling it out, is heavy with excitement, and the studio is full of this marvellous aroma of pre-shave, during shave, and after shave. Some people just can't leave it alone, including me. And I'm going to be aided by Mary, as you know. She's my finder, and we should look up the words if we doubt their authenticity. They've got to be, don't forget, current usage and in the dictionary. That's my position stated quite clearly, isn't it?
Thank you very much indeed, Kenneth Williams. Kenneth, you are indefatigable, but don't worry, they can't touch you for it these days.
Thank goodness for that.
Jane, will you begin?
Start with a consonant, please.
And you start with an L.
Another consonant.
X.
Another consonant.
N.
Vowel.
O.
Vowel.
A.
Vowel.
I.
Consonant.
V.
Consonant.
P.
Vowel.
And lastly, you have an E.
Okay, off we go. Let's start the clock right now. That's it. Jane, how many letters?
Only 5.
Only 5. And Morris?
Only 5.
Only 5. Well, I can't bear this happening all over again. Jane.
Plain. Plain.
As in the rain in Spain falls mainly on. Plain?
Panel. P-A-N-E-L.
Ooh, Panel. Good. Kenneth, what did you get?
I didn't do better. No, I didn't do any better. I just got alive, which isn't bad. I mean, it does prove I'm still here.
You could have had Vixen.
Yes, Vixen would have been a good one, but it still wouldn't have beat them, would it?
That wouldn't have foxed them, no. Right. Come on, round 2. Let's get on with this game. This is a serious game. Morris, begin, please.
Consonant.
N.
Consonant.
R.
Vowel.
I.
Consonant.
C.
Vowel.
E.
Consonant.
D.
Vowel.
I.
Consonant.
B.
Consonant.
L.
Kathy Heitner there with the letters, and me with the clock, which starts now. Time's up. Well, our audience is playing away here in the studio. I hope you're playing at home with your pencils and paper. Morris, how many letters?
6.
6. And Jane?
A hazardous 7.
A hazardous 7. Right, we'll just hear what yours is, Morris, first.
Bridle.
Bridle, okay.
Yeah.
We'll come back to that if yours doesn't work. Jane, what's yours?
Blinder. Blinder.
Yes, well, of course, this comes from, I would have thought a slang source, you know, a blinder, go on a blinder. I mean, it's a drink thing, isn't it? Is that the one you're thinking of? What's the sense you're thinking of?
That. Or,
Flash. Or
or
a blinding, a flash that's a blinder. I see.
You
Would
can
that
play
be in
a
our
blinder,
dictionary?
can't you, Kenneth?
Yes.
Play
it
a good
is,
game.
Yes, blinding, but a horse's blink. A blinder, yeah, absolutely right. Blinder's here, but it's a horse's blinker.
Really?
Very good indeed.
Well done. Well done to you. That's, 7, wasn't it? So that's you on 12 there, and Morris on 5. Bad luck, Morris. Jane, well done. Off you go. Your turn.
consonant, please.
And you have a T.
Another consonant.
G.
Vowel.
O.
Consonant.
Q.
Consonant.
S.
Consonant.
W.
Vowel.
E.
Vowel.
I.
Consonant.
N, and that's a blinder.
Thank you very much, Kathy. Here we go. Right, that's it. Jane, you always have an interesting habit of, about halfway through, you seem to put your pen down as though you've finished and then start all over again. I wonder how you've got on.
7.
7. Well, goodness gracious. Morris?
7.
7. Gosh. Well, Jane, what's yours?
Stewing. Stewing.
Stewing. S-T-E-W. Well, that's super. And Morris?
Stowing.
No, stowing.
S-T-O-W-I-N-G.
Did you do better? Oh, smiling
No,
one.
I'm afraid I didn't. No, I only got sewing. That's all I got. I
Didn't you get swine?
Well, I mean, yes. You made that sound very personal, didn't he? Yes, that is fine. No.
You didn't
No,
get
I
swine.
didn't get it. No, I got wine.
Or ingots.
Ingot. You got
Ingot.
that, did you?
No, I got that.
Oh, you're doing very, very well. Better than I am.
Off we go on round 4, which is the numbers. There's Beverly with the numbers, and Morris, your choice.
2 from the top line, please. 1 from the second line, 1 from the third line, and 2 from the fourth line. Thank you.
So Morris's numbers go up on the frame, and there's a 10 and a 9, another 9, a 3, a 25, and 100. And let's have a look at Cecil. 824. 824, 30 seconds. Right, well, that was 824 was the target. Morris, how near did you get?
825.
825, one the other side of. And Jane?
824.
824. Well, clap ye not yet. It might not be right, so let's check it off, please.
9 times 100
9 times 100
is 900.
equals 900.
3 times 25 is 75.
3 times 25 equals 75.
Take the 75 away from the 900,
Subtract to give
which gives 825.
825.
Add the 9, which gives 834,
Plus the remaining 9, 834.
and take away the last 10, 824.
And subtract the 10 to give 8.
That's absolutely spot on. That's 10 points. Morris, you sort of groaned initially when she went through it, so you should have realised how you should have done it.
Yes, yes.
Okay, well, bad luck, and well done. That's excellent, because that gives you 29 to you, Jane, and 12 still to you, Morris. Wasn't that good, Kenneth?
Marvellous. Excellent.
We're coming to the break now. You normally like to say a little thing.
Well,
or
you
two.
know, I was going to say that when she got blinder, I'd got down, in fact, cinder, and that made me think of Cinderella. And it made me remember the child saying, how could she possibly wear a glass slipper? And that all came about because of a wrong translation. It was pantoufle, there, V-A-I-R, and it was translated as V-E-R-R-E, ver, which of course is glass. The lavar, V-A-I-R, means sable or fur. So you can see what the slipper was supposed to be made of, can't you? If you really wore one of glass, you'd end up with terrible calloused feet, wouldn't you? I was going to say you need a chiropodist, only I didn't want to be corny.
I was just thinking the advantage of having a glass slipper is that you could see where you were going.
Oh, brilliant, brilliant.
Well, we can't top that, so why don't we have the break? See you again in part 2. And welcome back to a letter we've received from Mr. Chris Henderson of Wigan, who says that he's so bad at maths that he only got the numbers game right once in this series, and he doesn't expect to succeed again for at least another 12 months. So you might say that for Chris, maths comes but once a year. And now, on with the games, on with the games. Very good game, this. Our challenger, Helen McLennan, there on 29. Morris Daniels there on 12. And Morris, your turn.
Consonant,
And you start with a K.
consonant,
The KB.
vowel,
U.
consonant,
G.
vowel,
I.
consonant,
S.
vowel,
E.
consonant,
Y.
consonant,
G.
G. That's what we're all saying when we see Kathy today, looking jolly attractive there in a little black and gold number. Off we go. Right, thank you. Morris, you seem to be doing it out your pen there, doing it all in your head. How many have you got?
7.
7. Well done. Jane.
7.
Curse, says Morris. Go on, how many do you get? What is it?
Buggies.
Bookies?
B-U-G-G-I-E-S.
Buggies.
Buggies.
You know, a little buggy you ride in. You know, the buggies.
Yes.
It means those.
Is that in? Is that
Oh, yes, that'd be in, or a buggy. Yes, you've heard of a buggy.
a buggy?
Yes.
As a sand buggy, it's a open type car.
Yes. Okay, well done. Buggies. And what did you get, Jane?
I got that also.
You also got buggies. Well, that's excellent. I got nowhere near that. Did you, Ken?
No, I didn't. I mean, I got guys, which isn't bad, is it? From disguise to wear a mask. I got. It's not bad, is it?
No, that's excellent.
It's only 5, though.
Yes, excellent. Well done. 7 each. On we go, Jane.
Consonant, please. Another consonant.
L.
Vowel.
A.
Vowel.
I.
Vowel.
O.
Consonant.
S.
Another consonant.
G.
Vowel.
A.
Consonant.
H.
Right, off we go, starting now. You, Jane?
Only 5.
Only 5, and Morris?
6.
6 for Morris. You can get some points here, Morris. What were your 5, Jane?
Ghost.
Ghost. And what was yours, Morris?
Latish.
Say again.
Latish. L-A-T-I-S-H.
Oh, I don't know. Yes, you see, they're all looking pretty disapproving. I think you're sailing very close to the wind on that raffish. I would accept raffish. But late-ish, oh, I don't think we could call that good English. I mean, we're talking about current usage in the sense of good English. Oh, I'm assured I'm all wrong. Yes, you're right. Yes, it's in the dictionary. Yes, I'm afraid he's right.
Latish. Gosh. Terrific. Well done, Morris. That's now. Goodness gracious, that's 25 for you and 36. So you're in striking distance now, and it's your turn.
Consonant.
N.
Consonant.
V.
Vowel.
I.
Consonant.
D.
Vowel.
A.
Consonant.
J.
Vowel.
E.
Consonant.
D.
Vowel.
And you.
There, well, that's the lineup for the last of our letters games tonight. And here we go with the clock. And that's time. So, Morris, how'd you get on?
5.
5.
5.
Both 5. Well, Morris?
Jived.
Yes, I remember that.
J-I-V-I-D. J-I-V-E-D. I
Jive.
slightly remember that as well, yes.
Yes, it's a dance, isn't it? Jive.
Yes,
Yeah,
jive.
jive, yes. I jived with it. Yes, I've plenty of reason.
Right, jive, no problem. Jane?
Jaded.
Jaded.
Yes, I haven't felt like that myself.
30.
Yes, I got invaded, actually. Well, Mary did, but she tipped me the wink.
Good out. There we go. With 2 rounds to go, Morris now on 30 and Jane on 41. Your turn for the sums. Jane.
One from the top row, please. One from the next. And 2 each from the other 2 rows.
Beverly putting the numbers up now. 3, 9, 8, 9, 3, and a 50. And what's Cecil's final word tonight? Oh, it's a low one. It's 1, 1, 4. Off we go, starting now. And that's 30 seconds gone. Now we had to get 1, 1, 4. Let's see how we get on. Jane.
116.
116, 2 out. And Morris.
112.
2 out. The other way. Check them both off, please. You first, Jane.
9 and 3 is 12.
9 plus 3 equals 12.
Multiply the other 9
Multiplied by the 9.
to give 108. Plus 8, 116.
1, 1, 6. Yeah, 2 out.
Okay, you're right. Morris.
9 minus 8 is 1.
9 minus 8 equals 1.
1 from 3 is 2.
3 minus 1 is 2.
Multiplied by 50 is 100.
Times the 50 is 100.
Plus 9 plus 3.
Plus the remaining 9 and the remaining 3. 1, 1, 2. Yes, that's also 2 out.
Well, Dr. Linda Barrett, did you get it right?
Yes, I got it. Got 114 today. 50 times 3 equals 150. 9 times the remaining 3 equals 27. And the 27 plus, if you plus the remaining 9 to this, you have 36, which you subtract from the 150 and give 114.
That's a cunning way, isn't it? That's a very cunning way. Well done, Linda. So, yes, go on. Why not? You were both within 2, so you both get to 7 points. But that does mean that you are on 48, Jane, and you are on 37, Morris, as we come to the conundrum. This is the final round where there are 10 points at stake. This is where we have to find the hidden word hidden among those 9 letters all jumbled up. So, eyes down, everybody. It's against the clock, and the countdown starts now. Ah, there's a buzz. There's a buzz at 29 seconds.
Imperfect.
You say imperfect. So, Kathy, will you reveal all?
Yes, it's imperfect.
Morris, you've got 10 points there. Terrific, marvellous performance, but you were just pipped by 1 point, would you believe? 47. And Jane McClellan, 48 points. Our winner tonight. Well, that's very, very bad luck, Morris. You fought very keenly, the both of you, over the 2 rounds. Morris, we'd like you to go home with our dictionary present, because you were, of course, champion, even though you are now defeated. Go home with that. What we'd like you to do, Jane, if you'd be so good, as to go away tonight, but can you come back at the very beginning of our next series and be our first challenger at the next series?
Yes, I'd love to.
Super, because tomorrow is the final, but our final will be between Michael Wiley and Joyce Cansfield, because they, among our contestants, have got the two highest scores at 65 and 66, so they'll be battling it out for the grand final tomorrow, of which the prize is the whole 13 set of the Encyclopedic Oxford English Dictionary, worth approximately £800. So that's tomorrow's final. So that's something to look forward to, is it not, Mr. Williams?
Oh, yes, indeed. How much time have we got?
Pardon?
How much time have we got?
How much time have you got? You can have as much as you want.
Honestly? Only when that imperfect came up, I thought of our game, which is the words, and imperfect words, and that reminded me of bunk. A bunk, you see, being imperfect usage. And it reminded me, too, of its origin, because it comes from this senator. He was called Senator Walker, and he represented Buncombe County in the House of Congress and talked so long-windedly that people left the chamber during his speech, and he called to them, "You're not insulting me. My speech is not for your ears. It's for Buncombe. I'm talking for Buncombe." And that became corrupted over the years to talking Buncombe, you see. It was a shortening of that. And so today you say it, you see, bunk, and you actually have the word debunk, meaning to take away, to demythologize, so to speak, all from that source, you see. It's nothing at all to do with what you might think, you know, ship's bunk and falling out of bed or anything like that at all.
Thank you very much, Dean. We would like to end with a little bit of knowledge imparted absolutely free from Mr. Williams. Just because it's Christmas, actually, we're all in a generous mood, you can both have a countdown game as well. So that's terrific, isn't it? It was really worth coming. Thanks very much indeed. Just a reminder that Jane McClellan will be seeing us again at the beginning of the next series of Countdown, but tomorrow is our grand final. We look forward to seeing you all then. So until then, bye for now.
Of those programs as Joyce Cansfield and Michael Wiley battle to become the first ever champion of our word and number quiz Countdown.
Hiya. Well, welcome to a new week on Countdown. This is, in fact, a very crucial week in the 11th series of Countdown, because by the end of this week we shall have a Countdown champion. We are still on the quarterfinals, so let's meet our third quarterfinalist, Ken Heaton and Marianne Crowell. I shall tell you first all about Marianne Crowell. She is the only lady we have in these quarterfinals. She's a private tutor in mathematics from Allestree in Derbyshire, and she featured in what was probably the best game of the series, although we did have a cracking quarter-final the other day, but the best game of the regular series, and she had a real seesaw battle with Diana Beasley. Now, that game ended in a draw with 51 points each, but it was Marianne who won the replay, and she also had two other victories for a points total of 211 and a high score of 57. She is, therefore, our number 3 seed. Good luck to Marianne Crowell. Now, Ken Heaton. Ken Heaton comes to us from Nelson, and he was certainly no stranger to victory. His ship came in 3 times, and in winning those games, he achieved an average of 55.3, which is the second highest of any of our quarter-finalists, and he had a top score of 68. That was, in fact, the second highest score of the series, the highest score being 69. However, he was deposed as champion by Marianne Crowell. So Ken is really out for revenge today. So good luck to Ken, number 6 seed. Well, among the more sensational words on offer from our guardian of the dictionaries last time on Countdown was the word passage. Well, he certainly didn't need to lobby our support for us to book him back again, because he's a man that I'll go all the way with. Yes, we always have room for Russell Harty.
Isn't it remarkable the way he says all these things with a dead pun expression and gets his pun of flesh out of everything? Talking of puns of flesh reminds me of Helen of Troy. And a friend of mine had a housekeeper and said about this housekeeper, if Helen had looked like her, Troy would still be standing. Which brings me to my little friend Frida Thornton, because she is more beautiful than Helen of Troy and certainly a damn sight cleverer because she's sitting on a shorter Oxford dictionary. Here's Frida.
Thanks.
She actually sits behind the shorter Oxford Dictionary, although we don't use that. She sits behind that, so we can't quite see what they're doing behind those big books, what mischief they're getting up to. But it has, in fact, of course, the concise Oxford Dictionary that we refer to, and all the words, of course, have got to be in that. And Frida will not allow any word that is not in the COD. OK, now as it's the start of the week, let's meet the lady whose selection of letters has been known to reduce our contestants to quivering wrecks. It's Frightener Heitner herself, Kathy Heitner. So, Marianne and Ken are all set. Marianne Crowell, number 3, Ken Heaton, number 6. Round 1, Marianne to go.
Consonant, please.
D,
Consonant,
L,
consonant,
and G,
consonant,
K,
vowel,
I,
consonant,
S,
vowel,
A,
vowel,
I,
vowel.
and an E.
Thank you. Here we are, and here we go. Marianne.
6.
6. And Ken?
7.
Here, Marianne, 6.
Sailed.
Sailed. Yes, sailed. Got this nautical theme going through, haven't we? Sailed. And Ken?
Dislike.
Dislike. Yes, dislike for 7. Good. Russell.
Well, I think we can't go beyond 7. I hope we have a dirty word here, again. I don't know whether to say it or not, or to spell it. S-I-L-A-G-E-D, silaged. But that doesn't beat his dislike,
Yeah.
or even meet with it.
No. OK, silage would have been OK, would it?
I
Yes,
think
it
so.
would. Yes.
Are you sure, Frida?
I am.
Thank you.
OK, 7 is the most we can get here. So, and Ken's got 7, and it's now your turn, Ken.
Consonant, please.
Thank you. N,
Consonant.
T,
Consonant.
and Y,
Consonant.
D,
Vowel.
U,
Vowel.
O,
Vowel.
E,
Consonant, please.
T,
And consonant, please.
and an F.
Right. Let's go on this one. Ken.
5.
5, says Ken. Marianne?
6.
Good. So, chance for you, Marianne. And Ken.
Found.
Found, but you found a 6-letter word.
Touted.
Touted.
T-O-U-T-E-D.
Touted, yes. Touted for
good.
business. Touted, Russell.
Touted. We can't really go beyond 6, I don't think. There probably would be knotted, N-U-T-T-E-D. If that's not another rude word, I don't know. Touted, anyway, is a 6-letter word.
Okay, touted, nutted. All right, 6 and 7. So now we look towards you, Marianne, for your choice.
Consonant, please.
B,
Consonant.
Y,
Consonant.
L,
Consonant.
and T,
Consonant.
D,
Vowel.
O,
Vowel.
A,
Vowel.
E,
Vowel.
and an O.
Right. Now then, countdown number 3. Right, Marianne.
7.
7, good. Ken?
7.
7. Here, Marianne, 7.
Bloated.
Bloated, Ken?
Also bloated.
Russell?
Also bloated. Oh dear, inflation's gone over the top here, hasn't it? Oh, dear.
Bloated. Okay, so 7 apiece. Now let's go straight to the numbers. And ask you, Ken, to choose 6 numbers, please.
2 from the top,
Yes,
1 from the next,
yep.
1 from the next, and 2 from the bottom, please.
Okay, thank you very much. That's 6, 9, 1, 7, 25, and 100.
Right, settle.
144.
144. Hmm, 144, Ken.
144.
Good, Marianne.
142.
142, 2 away. Bad luck. Let's now check off 144, but before we do that, let's first say hello to a lady who should really have been an army officer because she's so good at handling divisions, Carol Mather. Okay, 144, Ken and Carol.
6 multiplied by 25.
6 multiplied by 25 is 150.
7 take away 1 is 6.
7 take away 1 gives us another 6.
Subtract that from 150.
Yeah, 144. Looks easy then, doesn't it?
Okay, well that, of course, 144, 10 points gives you now a gross score of 24, and Marianne 13. So that's, it's not bad for the halfway point, so very good indeed. I don't want to let Russell labour the point about you being my teacher at school, but seeing you on this programme, which is not really a quiz programme, but people colloquially call it a quiz programme, and I can remember being, I'm sure I can remember being very proud of you when I was in 4B. You coming back, having been on Crisscross Quiz on TV now, is that right?
Yes, but that's part of history now, Crisscross Quiz. This was a programme hosted by Barbara Kelly, which some of you may remember, that you played, you were quizzed and then you gave a cross or a nought, and you were a cross and I was a nought, if you see what I mean. And I had applied, don't ask me why, I applied to be on the panel of Crisscross Quiz as a contestant. And to my amazement, I sort of was invited to go to Granada Studios, and I foolishly and stupidly told everybody, I'm going to be on Crisscross Quiz. Just watch it. I got to the studio and started trembling. Do you tremble?
Yeah.
Well, you know, you tremble in the middle of a quiz. And I was placed opposite a woman who had a chip shop in Eccles, and I thought, well, I'm going to win all this, hands down. School teacher, yeah. Chip shop, no. First question, who was the wife of Charles II to me? Thank you, that's all we have time for. She says, Catherine Braganza. And Barbara Kelly turned to me and said, thank you very much for coming from Giggleswick all that way. We'll see you again sometime. Take £25 premium bonds. And I went outside, rang home crying. I must have been about 35 then. And I said, Mother, I didn't get one right. She said, never you mind. There's a lovely apple pie in the oven. You come straight home, kid. Don't worry about it. Never again.
Well, as they used to say on Crisscross Quiz, they used to say, let's roll on to the next round. You remember that? So
Yeah.
we will roll on to part 2 of Countdown in about 2 minutes from now.
We've made it. Made it from natural butter as only Kerrygold know how, by taking away half the fat. Kerrygold Light. Look for the stripes. You can taste all the butter. You can forget half the fat. Because it's Kerrygold, and the stripes say it's...
Oh no, the dreaded roller. Wait a minute. Dulux solid emulsion. Funny looking paint. My mistake, it's cream cheese. Goes on nice and even though, and not that splattery judging by his head. He can't be finishing already. Very good. Better check the finish. Good stuff, this cream cheese.
Dulux solid emulsion. The paints rollers have been waiting for.
Mighty White soft grain bread with 30% more fibre than ordinary white. Right tasty. Mighty White, soft grains for tough kids.
Gonna want it. Gonna want it. Gonna want it. Gonna want it.
Body active, body passive, body slim and body massive.
The way we're living today, still gonna want bottle.
Whole milk.
Bottle.
Skimmed milk.
Bottle.
Semi-skimmed.
Bottle. Gonna want bottle. Gonna want bottle. Gonna want. Everybody's got a favorite down in Quality Street. Who's your favorite? Choose your favorite down in Quality Street. Favorite
Down in Quality Street.
Favorite
Down in Quality Street.
Here, buying a new technological washing machine, choose Hoover. It's got a delay start button, makes use of economy 7 cheap electricity. A gentle program, does most of your hand washing, crease guard action, cuts down the ironing, and a 1200 spin speed to get close that bit drier. All covered by Hoover's free 5-year parts guarantee, but it's still logical and easy to use. Because not all washing machines are bought by women. The new Logic 1200 from Hoover. A lot of techno with a bit of logic.
Well, here in the hushed countdown studio, the third quarter-final is in progress here. Marianne Kroll, number 3 seed on 13. Ken Heaton, number 6 seed on 24. It's round 5 and it's Ken to go.
Consonant, please.
K
Consonant.
and W,
Consonant.
Q
Consonant, please.
and T,
Vowel.
A,
Vowel.
O,
Consonant.
N,
Consonant.
C.
A vowel, please.
Oh, there you go, and the U.
See you. Here we go. Yes, Ken.
5.
5, says Ken. And Marianne?
5.
5, says Marianne. What's yours, Marianne?
Quack.
A quack. Quack, yes, Ken.
Count.
Quack and count for 5, Russell.
Well, I think we may be sixing here. I think we maybe have a sixer, a boundary. Anything one can do, two can do better.
A toucan.
Toucan.
Yes, also a bird, of course.
Toucan, T-O-U-C-A-N. Oh, do we have that?
Yes, we do. Here it is.
It's a birdie.
Yes.
Oui, it's a birdie. Aye, toucan.
Okay, so toucan there for 6. Good. 1829. It is round 6, and it's Marianne.
Consonant, please. M.
Consonant.
S.
Consonant.
B.
Consonant.
T.
Consonant.
And D.
Vowel.
I.
Vowel.
E.
Vowel.
U.
Vowel.
And an I.
Okay, here we go. Yes, Marianne.
7.
Good. Ken.
6.
6, he says, with an air of resignation. What is the 6, Ken?
Misted.
Misted. Misted. Well, you've missed the 7, perhaps, because here it is.
Dumbest.
Dumbest.
Yeah, with a B in the middle.
Yes.
Yeah.
Dumbest, Frieda and Russell.
Well, it's, I don't know. Can we have dumbest? Yes, D-U-M-B-E-S-T. I was going to go for stymied, S-T-I-M-I-E-D. But
you can't have it because it's spelt with a Y and not an I.
and she only has eyes for me, and I don't know why I couldn't have an eye. But so I'm stymied. And remain the dumbest.
So we accept dumbest for 7. Good. So 7 good points for you. That's narrowed the gap to just 4 now, Marianne. You'd be delighted to know. 25, 29, 3 rounds to go. Last letters game. Ken.
Consonant, please.
R.
Consonant.
T.
Consonant.
T.
Consonant.
W.
Vowel, please.
A.
Vowel.
E.
Consonant.
Y.
Consonant.
S.
Vowel, please.
And an O.
Thank you. Here's the clock. Yes, Ken.
7.
7 this time. Good man. Marianne.
7.
Good. What's yours?
Swatter.
A swatter?
Yes.
What do you mean? Just spell it, actually.
S-W-A-T-T-E-R.
Yes, not a swatter like I was at school,
No.
swatting for my English exams with Russell standing over me. No, not a swatter. Ken.
Toaster. T-O-A-S-T-E-R.
Toaster and swatter. Okay, well done. 7 points. Russell.
Toast and swatter don't have me. Are you sure that I wasn't right about stymied?
Yeah, I must confess you were right. Yes.
See, she's going to have to stay in after school today.
Yeah, uh-huh.
Stymied can be spelt with an I, but toaster and swatter we both agree can be go through that. What about rotates? That also would go in, R-O-T-A-T-E-S. But we can't go beyond 3, 6, 7.
Right. Well, we've got the 7 there, so 32, 36 scores going on quite nicely. 4 points still between them. So now we have Marian's choice of numbers.
2 from the top.
Certainly, yep.
2 from the next.
Yes.
And 2 from the next.
And 2 from the next.
Thank you.
See what that gives you. That's 8 and 9, 10, 3, 100, 25.
Right, and here's Marian's figure now.
Very good figure, 651.
651. Here we go. Well, well, well. 651, Marianne.
652.
652. And Ken?
650.
Ah, well. One away both sides, so we have to go through them both. So, Marianne, 652, please.
100 minus 8 is 92.
All right, 100 minus 8 is 92.
9 minus 3 is 6.
9 minus 3 is 6.
92 times 6 equals 652.
6 times 92 is not 652, it's 552.
Oh, dear. Oh, dear, oh, dear. So, no, so you haven't got your target figure, so sorry about that, so no points to you. Ken, now, you're looking at 600 and what?
650.
650 now, let's see.
8 times 100.
Okay, 8 times 100
is 800.
800.
9 minus 3 is 6.
Yep, 9 minus 3 is 6 again.
Multiplied by 25
Multiplied by 25
is 150.
Yep, is 150.
Subtract from 800.
And take that away from that.
650.
And you do get 650. Correct answer.
Well, we thought we had 652. We have got 650. Can we get 651?
Yes, 651. 9 times 25 is 225. Subtract the 8 from that, and you get 217. If you know your 217 times table, you multiply it by 3, you get 651.
Well done, Carol, and well done, Ken. Everyone, Marianne, watching, will be very sorry for you about your little miscalculation there. And with the scores at 32 and 43, well, you can't win. But if you were to get this and lose just by that 1 point, well, really, everyone would be so sorry for you. So let's see what happens now as we approach this conundrum, this third quarter-final conundrum. So will you now please reveal today's quarter-final conundrum? On 4 seconds.
Surviving.
Surviving. Well, sir, you've certainly survived. So there he is, Ken Heaton. Ken Heaton from Nelson with 53 points. Well on his way now to the semi-final. So well done to you, Ken. Well done. And Marianne, it would have been terrible if you'd just lost by 1 point.
Oh, yes, yes, that's okay.
Okay, well, you got the dictionaries, and we now have the countdown pen for you to take. So we say good luck to you in your endeavours as a maths tutor and in everything that you do. We're very sorry to lose you, especially because, frankly, you are the only lady
programs on radio. And the other side, I've got to try and think of memorabilia, because it's entirely about my past. I'm revealing all. The lid off. It's going to be life with the lid off, as far as I'm concerned, on the telly.
Well, thank you very much, Kenneth, and you've been a great judge, and you've exposed many things on this programme.
Oh, you're too kind. That's very
Well, as I
sweet.
say, that is the end of this particular series of Countdown. We have a champion. We've arrived at our champion this evening. We will be back in the new year, sometime in the new year. We very much hope to see you then. So until that time, we will say to you, from all of us here, a very merry 9-letter word.
And a Merry Christmas to you.
Thank you very much. That's it.
Is joined by celebrity guest Kenneth Williams for a new series of Countdown.
Hello, and a very warm welcome to the very first of our brand new series of Countdown. I hope you'll all join in and play along with us at home. Now, when we last saw you, so way before Christmas, we had our grand final for 1982. We had Joyce Cantfield against Michael Wiley. They were the two highest scorers in the last series. Well, of course, Joyce won that championship. But the very last game before that, we had our reigning challenger, and she was Jane McClellan, and she came from Chester. Well, here she is again, waiting to take on all comers. How are you feeling, Jane?
Fine, thank you.
OK, well, Jane, of course, was a teacher, and now she's a housewife, but she's pretty hot shot with the words and the numbers. So good luck to you, Jane.
Thank you.
And her first challenger this evening in this brand new series is Hugh Fraser. Hugh comes from Edinburgh. He's a retired civil servant whose hobbies include films, rugby, and reading crime thrillers. Although, as far as Countdown goes, he's hoping to be the man who won it. Well, the jokes have got a little bit better. Anyway, look, if you haven't joined us before, you'll soon pick up the rules because they're pretty simple. But the most important thing is to introduce you to a man who's well-loved, well-educated and well-read. Well, almost. Kenneth Williams.
Thank you very much. Very nice. Very nice to say so. Yes. Yes, you see a quite different one from last year. I'm afraid the belly has become rather protuberant with all that plum pudding. But I'm accompanied. For my finder, I have the distinguished Joyce Hawkins, who's responsible, incidentally, for compiling for the Oxford University Press 4 dictionaries. Oh, I may not be right about... Were they all for the OUP?
5, and
5.
yes, all for OUP.
I see.
That's pending a recount. I'm
Right.
writing another one.
So you will understand, therefore, that she is a dictionary as far as dictionaries are concerned, and the words which our contestants will be submitting will have to be legitimate words, words which we approve, but words which are not only in the dictionary, but are in current usage. So there we are. That's explained our position. Those of you familiar with it anyway will already know, but I thought I'd put that as a nice little preamble to let
It's
them
a
know.
lovely preamble. So that's Kenneth there with his new finder, so a real dynamic dictionary duo there. Now, as I say, I hope you all do know the rules. What it basically is about choosing letters and making long words out of them. We also have a similar spot when it comes to numbers, but you'll see what happens as we go along. We've had a toss-up, and Hugh has won the toss. So, Hugh, will you kick off this brand new series by choosing 9 letters, please?
Consonant.
And you start with an N.
Vowel.
U.
Consonant.
L.
Consonant.
G.
Vowel.
I.
Consonant.
T.
Vowel.
U.
Vowel.
E.
Consonant.
And finally an N.
Right, so well, there's our Kathy there, looking as fresh as ever, putting up the letters. What we have to do is to jumble those up into a word, and the longer the word that's correct, the more points they'll score. All that to be done in, of course, 30 seconds, starting now. And that's it. That's the first countdown. So let's see how we got on. And let's ask Hugh how many letters he got in his word.
7.
7. And you, Jane?
Only 6.
Only 6. So let's just hear what yours are.
Unguent.
Well, can I just ask Jane first, in case yours isn't accepted?
Tuning. Tuning.
OK, now we'll go to yours, Hugh.
Unguent. Unguent.
Yes, a rare word. That's a lovely word. The unguents or ointments or liniments, all those things, you know. I always think, when I think of unguents, I always think of when Mary Magdalene did that. You remember, we dressed our Lord's feet with the ointments, and Judas said, you know, that money was spent on such rare unguents could have gone to feed the poor, and our Lord said, the poor ye have always with you, me for only a short time. Oh, that's marvellous about unguents. It always reminds me of that. A very good word.
It is. It's an excellent word. I had a little tingle there. Did you have tingle?
Oh, I had tingle, I had loads, I had guilt, I had inlet, I had tunnel. Tunnel? Very good. I would have liked tunnelling, but unfortunately only 2 ends. I couldn't.
Okay, well, that was unguent that won that round, so well done to you, Hugh. And Jane, it's your turn to start round 2.
Start with a consonant, please.
And Jane has an F.
Another, please.
R.
Vowel.
I.
Consonant.
T.
Vowel.
E.
Consonant.
R.
Consonant.
C.
Vowel.
E.
Consonant.
M.
And there we go, 30 seconds to get a long, long, long word, starting now. And that's it. Hugh, how many letters in your word?
6.
6. Jane?
7.
7. Ah, the table's reversed this time, perhaps. Hugh, just let's hear what yours is.
Cement. C-E-M-E-N-T.
Well, yes, you got stuck in there, certainly. Jane?
There's no N in...
There's no N in
No,
the
there
word.
isn't, is there? This is, yes. Yes, you came, wait for it, a little unstuck there.
Ah, that's a good one. Yeah, that's a good one.
That was good. Right. Jane?
Fiercer. F-I-E-R-C-E-R.
Fierce.
Yes, very good. Yes,
Yes.
yes.
Yes, okay, well, we accept that straight away, so that's 7. So that's both of you on 7. So off we go, round 3, and Hugh's turn.
Consonant.
And you have a K.
Vowel.
And an A.
Consonant.
N.
Consonant.
P.
Vowel.
O.
Vowel.
E.
Consonant.
R.
Consonant.
Y.
Vowel.
And a U.
Okay, and off you go, starting now. Right, now then, Hugh.
5.
5, and Jane?
5 also.
Both 5. We'll hear them both. Let's hear yours, Hugh, first.
Poker. P-O-K-E-R.
Poker, and Jane?
Prank. P-R-A-N-K.
Poker and prank. Kenneth, anything to
Well,
add?
apart from ropey, I didn't do any better. No, I didn't do any better at all. I'm sorry, no, I didn't.
No, I don't think many people would. It was pretty difficult, that. So that's poker and prank. As we move on to round 4, this is where we move over to Beverly Isherwood. She now selects various numbers, which will be chosen at random, and the idea then is to, well, I'll tell you what the idea is when they pick up the numbers. So, Jane, will you choose your numbers, please, from Beverly?
1 from the top row, please. 1 from the next, and 2 each from the other 2 rows.
So she's chosen 6, you see, and on the top row there was 25, 50, 75 and 100, all at random. On the other row, some of them the right way up, we have numbers 1 to 10, and Beverly puts them up there, you see. So we have a 2, a 9, a 10, a 6, and a 1, and a 50. And in this age of the microchip, we have our own little microchip, which we call Cecil, sort of micro Cecil. 566. You've got to get that figure there by using addition, subtraction, multiplication, and division, using any or all of the letters, but not the same letter twice. Okay, 30 seconds, off we go. And that's it, 566 is what we had to get. I saw Hugh put his pen down after about 20 seconds. Let's see how Jane got on there. What did you get, Jane?
566.
You think you've got 566, right? We'll check it in a minute. And Hugh?
No, 557.
557. OK, well, let's see if you're right, Jane. Will you check it through with our vital statistician, who is Carol Vorderman?
9 plus 2 is 11.
9 plus 2 is 11.
Times 50
Times
is 550.
550.
Plus 10.
Plus 10.
And plus 6. 566.
Excellent.
Excellent. So there, as we come to the halfway mark, you see Hugh Fraser on 12, the challenger, and the reigning champ, Jane McClellan, there on 22. Just 10 points ahead, and anything could happen. What's going to happen now? We always like to take you into the break feeling a little happy and relaxed in the company of Mr. Kenneth Williams.
Well, you know, I forgot to say in the opening, Richard, we had a lovely letter. We had lots of very nice letters about the show. This one's very intriguing because it comes from Mr. Mahoney, South Ockenden, Essex, and it says, if you will rearrange Richard Whiteley, Kenneth Williams, Carol Vorderman, and Dr. Linda Barrett, you could make the following words. Kind, brilliant, merry word tracers, view a hard match here and all learn. What more delightful? That's a smashing letter, isn't it? So all I can say is keep on writing, keep on sending them.
That's brilliant, actually. So thank you very much for that. And if you have any similar ones, as Kenneth says, do let us know. In the meantime, we'll take a break. We'll see you in about 2 minutes' time.
Offers you factories plus superb Cheshire countryside. Phone Winsford 2021.
Motorists, is your car suffering from wear and tear, damp and rust? Then you need Motorland. This is where you'll find everything you need to solve your problems, from all the nitty-gritty parts and pieces to engines, gearboxes and accessories. You name it, we sell it at the right price. Call into your local Motorland.
My mum always gets the Cadbury's fingers out when there's a birthday in the house. There's been a lot of birthdays lately. Yesterday was Napoleon's birthday. Before that was Albie and Arthur's birthdays. Even the 5th Battalion have had birthdays lately. The whole lot of them. But today is Harry the Spider's coming out party.
Using a computer to solve complex problems is nothing new. Using one here is Hewlett-Packard's new portable, the HP 75, for professionals on the move. Powerful, compact, with typewriter keyboard and ready-made programs to let anyone solve problems from sales to science. Its system capabilities increase yours anywhere you go. From Hewlett-Packard, personal computation for professionals. For details, call 01200 0200 anytime.
Hello, welcome back to part 2, where you find that our reigning champion, Jane McClellan, is in the lead on 22 points, and 10 points behind her is challenger from Edinburgh, former civil servant Hugh Fraser. He's there on 12. So it's quite easy to get 10 points in this game if you just right with the maths. So all is not lost, Hugh. You've a lot to play for. So Jane, anyway, it's your turn to kick off this half.
Consonant, please.
You have a D.
Another, please.
G.
Vowel.
A.
Consonant.
T.
Vowel.
E.
Consonant.
P.
Vowel.
Another E.
Consonant.
N.
Vowel.
I.
All right, off we go with the old tick-tock, starting now. And that's time, so we asked Jane how many letters in her word.
7.
7. And Hugh?
7.
Both 7. Let's hear them both. Jane?
Painted. P-A-I-N-T-E-D.
And Hugh?
Also painted.
Also painted, yes. We all got painted. Kenneth got
Yes, I did that. I got pained and painted, yes.
Okay, so well done to you both. That's 7 points to you there. That's 19 for Hugh and 29 there for Jane as we move into our next round. And Hugh, it's your turn.
Vowel,
A,
vowel,
E,
consonant,
H,
consonant,
Q,
vowel,
hoping for the U, I,
consonant,
C,
consonant,
G,
vowel,
got the U,
consonant.
and you have an R.
Okay, that's the first cue of the new series. So this is your turn, your cue to begin the clock, which I will now do now. Right. And that's time. You could almost get Hugh, but there wasn't an H, wasn't there? There was H-U-G, not the other H. How did you get on, Hugh?
6.
You got 6. And Jane?
6.
Both 6. Goodness gracious. Hugh?
Charge, C-H-A-R-G-E.
C-H-A-R-G-E. Yes, that's not bad. Jane?
Quiche. Q-U-I-C-H-E.
Oh, yes, that is good.
Very clever.
That is really good.
Can I just ask? Can I ask if that is in the English dictionary? As it's
Yeah,
a
I should
French
think,
word.
I
is it
mean,
not?
of course, Joyce will verify that for you, but I think you'll find it's a dish, isn't it?
Yes.
It's a pastry as well. A quiche, I mean, the famous one is Lorraine, isn't it? Out with the Lorraine Chase. Quiche Lorraine. There was that lovely one where the man said, "What's this?" She said, "Quiche Lorraine." And he said, "I'll give us a quiche Lorraine." Remember? It's enchanting. I thought, now, Joyce, what is your verdict?
It's an open tart with a sweet or usually a
An open tart?
Yes,
an
but it's
open
not
tart.
the kind of tart you're thinking of.
I
at
see.
all.
With a what?
It's not the kind of tart you're thinking
No, I said with a what? You said it's an open tart with a...
savoury filling.
A savoury filling. You said that, Jane. Jane is remarkably accurate every time, isn't she?
Well, I'll tell you what, I don't know about that. It's given me an appetite for my tea, so I think we better... Let's get on with the game, quick. 25 and 35 to our two contestants, and now, Jane, your turn.
Consonant, please.
Y,
Another.
T,
Vowel.
A,
Consonant.
G,
Vowel.
O,
Consonant.
M,
Vowel.
E,
Consonant.
G,
Vowel.
and O.
And that's it, and the countdown starts right now. And now let's see who's got the longer word. Let's ask Jane first. Jane, how many letters?
5.
5. Hugh?
7.
7. Aha. Well, Jane, what's your 5?
Meaty. M-E-A-T-Y.
Yes, well, we can't beef about that, can we? Hugh?
Maggoty, M-A-G-G-O-T-Y.
Yes, that is good. Very good.
Can we check that? Is the spelling right?
Oh, yes,
Yes,
Joyce. Joyce,
Absolutely right.
Joyce will give her authority for that. It's a very good word, maggoty. You could say, you know, this great basket of flour is all full of maggoty. The whole thing, I mean, cheese would be full of maggots, couldn't
Yes.
it?
She wasn't... Oh, that was Peggotty that was in David Copperfield, wasn't it?
Oh, quite another character.
Not
yeah,
maggots.
Not full of maggots at all. No, anyone with a wooden leg full of maggots would be in a terrible state, wouldn't they?
Well done, Hugh, because you pulled that there. You're now only 3 points behind on 32 to Jane's 35, and it's your turn to go.
One from the top, please. 2 from the second row. 2 from the third, and 1 from the bottom row.
There, the numbers game now, and we have a 1, and a 9, and a 10, and an 8, and a 9, and a 50. And let's give Cecil a twirl. 6, 8, 7, 6, 8, 7, 30 seconds to get that, starting now. Okay, team, pens down. Now then, Hugh, how'd you get on?
Very badly, I'm afraid. 649.
649. That's quite a lot out. Let's ask you, Jane.
Even worse, 639.
639. Oh, so you are the nearer of the two. If that's right, you might get some points here. You might actually, well, in fact, you will go ahead. But let's just check it off now with Carol.
10 plus 1, 11.
11.
Times 50 is 550.
11 by 50 is 550.
Oh, I'm sorry. I've
dear.
taken 10 nines. It should have been 9 nines.
So we made a boo-boo. So we go on to Jane. Just remind us what your total was, Jane.
639.
639 as opposed to 687. It's a long way off, but still, you've got some chance of getting a point.
Well, 10 and 1 is 11, times the 50 is 550.
Right.
And then I went 9 nines, 81.
9 nines are 81.
Added to the 550, 631.
Yep.
And then plus the remaining 8, 639.
That's right, that's about 48 out. I actually got 687, Richard.
I don't believe it.
Oh,
Well, I
yes.
do believe it. Let's see how you did it.
Okay. 50 plus 9 is 68. Multiplied by 10 is 680. 8 minus 1 is 7. And guess what?
There you go. That's how it should be done. Hugh knew halfway through that's the way he should do it. But Hugh, we're now in the last round, and you can still win because the score now is 32 to you, Hugh. It's difficult to say. And 40 to Jane. Now, of course, there are 10 points here at what we call the countdown conundrum. And here, very simple this, we take a 9-letter word, we jumble up all the 9 letters, and it's the first person who does it against the clock by ringing their bell or pressing their buzzer who gets the original word. And there's 10 points at stake. So it's a sort of sudden death situation, all or nothing. So if everyone's ready, fingers poised, eyes down, the countdown will start now. And that is a buzz. That's a buzz from Hugh.
Occupying.
You think it's occupying. Let's now ask Kathy to reveal it.
Yes, it's occupying.
Well done to you, Hugh.
It's more than more.
Well done to you, Hugh, because you have won. You are the winner. You have dislodged our champion, James. So congratulations to Hugh Fraser, the new countdown champion of the day. Bad luck to you, Jane. You did well, though. You've been here 3 or 4 days now, so it's, including the last series. So this is your present to take home. I hope you enjoy that.
Thank you very much.
So well done to you. And Ken?
Well, occupying made me think immediately of occupying a cell for some peculiar reason. I always think of occupants of a cell. And that reminded me in turn of the fact that the vehicle they take away the criminals in, we always call it a Black Maria, and I've always called it a Black Maria without ever knowing why. And I found out recently that the name came from Maria Lee, who was apparently a very buxom black lady, an American negress, who kept a lodging house in Boston in the 19th century, and it said she often assisted the police in removing drunks and disorderly customers from the premises.
Sasha, you're carrying right out of here. I thought it was smashing for a title for a vehicle, didn't you?
Yes, I hope we don't need any here, Kenneth, but we have a nice class of contestants. Now, very quickly, before we go, what we'd like to do is leave you with a little poser. There's no prizes for this, and we don't want you to ring up or write to us. Just something to think about until we see you again tomorrow. Now, do you know that cliches, of course, are very common, but a lot of people get them wrong. For example, a lot of people say, pride cometh before a fall, but as Kenneth Williams pointed out in the last series, that's wrong. It actually was, pride goeth before destruction. So, bearing that in mind, what is the correct way of saying, blank is the root of all evil? What is the blank? All right, it's quite a tricky one, that, and we'll tell you what that is tomorrow. That's our poser. And we'll tell you the answer tomorrow when we meet again our new champion, Mr. Hugh Fraser. Till then, from all of us here, bye-bye.
We're about 13 minutes plus injury time from the end.
Hello, and welcome again to Countdown Knife. This is the first time you've joined us. Don't worry, because, as the executioner said to his apprentice, you will soon get the hang of it. Anyway, this is a game all about words and figures, and I'll explain the rules to you as we go along. First, though, we welcome back our incumbent champion, Michael Goldman. Now, he's a solicitor from London. He won yesterday's programme with an impressive display of word power, which included the word orioles, which means a kind of bird, and another word, minaret, which some people thought was a kind of dance. But you didn't, did you, Ted Moult?
Oh, no, I'm sorry. Some people gavotte it wrong. Most people know a minaret is a tower by a mosque where the muezzin calls the faithful to prayer. I was thinking, in the world of Islam, since they don't have churches, what is the equivalent of a church mouse? Could it be a mosque rat? Well, I don't know. Anyway, my function here is to make sure the words which emerge are valid. Here is my minder or finder, Mary, and she will look up the words. And if the words don't occur in our dictionary, for all intents and purposes, for the game, they don't exist.
OK, so there you have Ted and his finder. They are the judge and jury as far as this game is concerned. So now meet our new challenger tonight. She's here hoping to knock Michael Goldman out of the game. Welcome Morin Barr. She comes from a little village called Helsby, which is near Chester. She's a stalwart of the WI there. She used to work in a lab before she got married, but now she's a part-time tea lady, so obviously she's not one of the coffee bars. So welcome to you, Morin. Now, what we have to do, I'm going to ask the contestants to choose 9 letters at random, but they have to say either a consonant or a vowel. And when they choose their letter, it'll be put up on the board there by Kathy Heitner, our hostess. And then after that, they've got 30 seconds to make a word. And the person who gets the longer correct word wins the point. So what could be simpler than that? You, of course, will see the words on your screen, so we hope that you will join in as well. Now, we had a toss-up before the programme came on the air, and Maureen won. So, Maureen, would you now kick off the game by choosing your 9 letters?
I'll have a consonant, please.
And we start with an N.
And a vowel.
E.
Another consonant.
Y.
A vowel.
O.
Another consonant.
D.
Another consonant.
L.
A vowel.
And an E.
A consonant.
And lastly?
And a vowel.
And we finish with an I.
So, those are the 9 letters. We want a long, long word out of that, and we've got 30 seconds to do it. The countdown starts now. And that's it. Now, what I do now is to ask each contestant how many letters in their word and see who's got more. So, Maureen, how many in yours?
6.
6. Michael?
6.
You've both got 6, so let's hear them both. Maureen?
Fondly.
Fondly. Oh, that's rather nice, isn't it? Yes. And Michael?
Felony.
Felony. OK. Well, there's no crime in that. That's jolly good. So that's 6 points each to you. So that's a good start for both of you. Put you each firmly and squarely on the winning trail there. So now we go to another letters game, round 2. And Michael, this time it's your turn to start.
Vowel.
Start with an E.
Consonant.
S.
Vowel.
U.
Consonant.
V.
Vowel.
I.
Consonant.
T.
Vowel.
A.
Consonant.
N.
Vowel.
And U.
Right, well, those are the letters. The time is 30 seconds, and that time starts now. Well, it goes very quickly this time, doesn't it? Michael, how many in your word?
7.
7.
6.
And you're 6, so let's hear yours, Michael.
Natives.
Natives. N-A-T-I-V-E-S.
Yes.
Very good. We can't quibble with natives, Ted, can we?
Oh, no, natives is good, especially if you're born there. I got a yodel last time, which was appropriate to natives of Switzerland. Well, that's
Yodel.
useless information, isn't it?
Yes, I thought I was going to have yodel for the last one, but I thought I might have to be called upon to do it, so I thought I wouldn't. Right, end of round 2. Michael there on 13 and Maureen on 6. Now, Maureen, your turn to start. 9 letters, please.
A consonant, please.
T.
And a vowel.
O.
And another vowel.
A.
A consonant.
M.
A consonant.
W.
A vowel.
I.
Another consonant.
N.
Another consonant.
S.
And a vowel.
There we go. Let's start the clock. The clock starts now. Right, time's up. Now then, Maureen, how many letters?
Only 5.
Only 5?
5.
You've got 5 as well, so let's hear them both. Maureen?
Moans.
Moans?
Yes.
M-O-A-N-S. Yes, and yours, Michael?
Woman.
Woman. Actually, there were lots of words there, weren't there, Ted?
Moans, woman. Well, Mary and I, we had twins. That's odd, isn't it? I suppose some women do moan when they have twins, do you think?
Well, I suppose they do, but you say you and Mary have just had twins. That's terrific. That surely must be another first for Channel 4. Anyway, that puts Maureen with 11 points and Michael at 18 points as we now go into our 4th round of Countdown, which we call our numbers game. We now look at the mental arithmetic ability of our contestants. Now, in front of Beverly Isherwood over there, you'll see 4 rows. On those rows are face downwards rows of numbers. High numbers on that top row. They are 25, 50, 75 and 100. And below, numbers just 1 to 10. We also have a device called Cecil, and Cecil is Countdown's electronic calculator in Leeds. Let's give it a whirl. That's a sort of number generator. Entirely at random, it just stops anywhere. So what I'm going to ask the contestants to do is choose some numbers, and then when we see those, they have to achieve that target number using the simple rules of arithmetic. That's multiplication, division, subtraction, and addition. So you get the idea when we start it. So let's show them how it's done. Michael, would you now choose your 6 numbers?
1 from the top line, please. 1 from the second line. and 2 from each of the other 2 rows.
So Beverly will put them up and we'll have a look, see what we've got there. We've got 2, 3, 7, 10, 9, and 25. And now, Beverly, let's see what Cecil says. And he says 844, and now using all or any, but not the same one twice, you have to achieve that target. Starting from now, 30 seconds. Right, 844 was the target. Michael, what did you get?
815.
815. And Maureen?
831, if I've done it right.
831. Well, let's hope you have done it right, because you are the nearer. So what we'll ask you to do now is tell our vital statistician, Linda Barrett, Dr. Linda Barrett, in fact, how it's done. We should say that on Countdown we have 2 vital statisticians. They're going to alternate, because actually it is quite a hard job for them, because they also have only the 30 seconds that the contestants have to work it out. So, Dr. Barrett, let's take Maureen through it. Maureen, how did you do it?
10 threes are 30 times 25, 750.
Just hang on a sec, just take it a bit slow.
Do it just 2 numbers at a time, please.
10 times 3, 30.
10 times 3 equals 30.
Multiply that by 25.
By 25 equals... Could you give the answer?
Yes, what does that make, Maureen?
That's 750.
750.
Then I think I made a mistake.
Oh dear. Tell us what you think you did.
7 plus 2 is 9, multiplied by 9.
7 plus 2 equals 9. By 9 equals...
81.
81.
And add that to the 750.
To give...
831.
831.
Is that right, Linda?
Yes, that's correct. But I got 845. I was just 1 out. I took 9 times 3 plus 7, and that gave me 34. I multiplied that by the 25, and that gives 850. And then I divided the 10 by the 2 to give 5, and subtracted to give 8, 4, 5.
See? You just try harder next time, Linda. You make sure you get it right. But that's not bad, is it, really? No. That's not bad. OK, and that's quite good for you, Maureen, because you were the nearer of the 2. So we give you 5 points. So that brings you very nicely within striking range of Michael, because you now have 16 points, and Michael has 18. And as we go into the break, we will not go into the break without hearing a wise word from Mr. Ted Moulds.
Oh, thank you. Did you, and I'm sure you did, know the term fall guy, which means somebody who's unfairly put on or disadvantaged? Well, I wonder if you knew the origin of the phrase. Well, it comes from the world of wrestling, where one of the contestants would pretend to lose by taking a fall, probably to the despicable advantage of somebody who'd backed the other one to win. How disgusting. So a fall guy was a chap who took a fall when he shouldn't have taken a fall. That was a fall guy. Have you been a fall guy?
Have I been a fall guy? There are a lot of people who think I am a fall guy, and who knows, there might be of you watching who think I am still. Anyway, that's it. We'll go into the break. If you've any bits of information you think Ted might like to know, or any questions, or any points, or anything you think you'd like to tell us, write to us here at Countdown at Yorkshire Television. OK, break time now. See you afterwards. And welcome back to Countdown, the quiz game which is to word games what Michael Foot and Patrick Moore are to the tailor and cutter. Well, as you join us for part 2, Michael Goldman is just in the lead. He's got 18 points, and Maureen Barr has got 16 points. It's Michael, your turn to start. 9 letters, please.
Vowel.
We start with an E.
Consonant.
T.
Vowel.
Another E
Consonant.
and a G.
Vowel.
I,
Consonant.
S,
Consonant.
N,
Vowel.
O,
Vowel.
and your last one is an E.
So, 9 in the frame, countdown is the name of the game, and the countdown starts now. Time flies when you're having fun. Michael, how many letters?
8.
8. Good man.
6.
You got 6. What's this 8-letter word going to be?
Egestion.
Egestion. You better spell that out for us. Can you just spell it out for us?
E-G-E-S-T-I-O-N.
And what, in your opinion, does that mean?
Intaking food or liquid or information.
Yes, that seems to be a lot of sense. Ted, what would you say?
Yeah, I don't know. I've heard of ingestion, and I only got signet with a ring. I suppose egestion is what we're doing today, isn't it? And as you said, Michael, it is a word. It is a word.
Yeah, it certainly is a word. Well done. That's a good word. Then that
Very
is
good, very good.
8 points to you. Terrific. And now, Maureen, don't be downhearted. You're still on 16 points, and you choose the letters.
Consonant.
N,
Consonant.
T,
Vowel.
I,
Vowel.
E,
Consonant.
S,
Consonant.
S,
Vowel.
U,
Consonant.
R,
Consonant.
and M.
And that completes the 9, and the time is 30 seconds, starting now. Now then, Maureen, how many letters?
7.
You've got 7, good. And Michael?
7.
You've both got 7. Let's hear them both.
Uniters.
Unite.
Ters.
Uniters. People who do the
Unite.
uniting. Uniters, all right?
Mustier.
Mustier. Yes. Well, I'll accept both of those, uniters and mustiers, which gives you another 7 each for that. So now we then move on to our letters game. This is the last letters game, as far as you're concerned. Now, Michael, will you please pick your letters?
Vowel.
I,
Consonant.
D,
Vowel.
O,
Consonant.
Z,
Vowel.
A,
Consonant.
C,
Vowel.
O,
Vowel.
E,
Consonant.
and L.
Right, eyes down, because the countdown starts now. Well, I managed to get zoo. How about you? Anyway, Michael.
8.
8.
5.
5. Maestro.
Coalized. C-O-A-L-I-Z-E-D. It's spelt with an S or a Z, I hope.
I bet you have.
yes,
We will
yes.
have to look that up.
We'll have a little coalescent period. Yes, I got docile and zoo. Incidentally, have you ever heard the word rain check? We take a rain check. Did you know that came from going to a baseball match in North America? When it rains, you get your money back. So you have a rain check for another day. Good, isn't it? Irrelevant, but we got the word yet, Mary? Coalesce. I think we'll give it to him. But we just better wait.
Well, we just better make sure on this one.
Yeah, I just said I think.
Does it mean make into coal?
Yes. Garney, give him the point. Give him the marks.
Yes.
Give
well,
him the marks.
Wonderful. 8 points.
Very good.
8 points for coalite. Yes. And now our final numbers game. You know the rules of the numbers game. Will you pick your 6 numbers, Mary? Maureen.
1 from the top line, 2 from the next, 2 from the middle, and 2 from the bottom. 1 from the bottom.
Okay, so Maureen's picked her numbers there, and we have a 10, a 1, and a 3, and a 7, and a 5, and 100. And now let's ask Cecil to think of a number. And it's 641, and we have 30 seconds, and those are starting right now. "641" was what Cecil said, and let us ask Maureen how she did.
647.
647, well, that's not bad, that's within 6. And Michael?
631.
631. OK, you're in with a chance here, Maureen. 647, let's check if yours is correct. Here's Dr. Barrett of Wimpole Street.
7 minus 1.
7 minus 1.
Multiplied by 100.
By 100.
Is 600.
Equals 600.
5 times 10.
5 times 10
Is 50.
equals 50.
That's 650. Minus 3.
Minus 3 equals
647.
647.
You were the nearer. So you, in fact, do get 5 points, Maureen, which puts you on 28 points, and Michael on 41 as we go into the very last round now. This is, again, slightly different. We now call this the countdown conundrum. What we've done, we've got a 9-letter word, but we've jumbled all the letters up. Now, it only makes one 9-letter word, and we're asking the contestants to play this off against the clock, i.e. whoever gets the completed word first is the winner, and there are 10 points at stake for this. So let's now ask Kathy to reveal the jumbled up letters, and when we do, we'll start the clock. They're the letters, and the clock's starting now. Well, Michael, on the buzzer there.
Thornier.
Thornier. No, I'm afraid Thornier is wrong. In fact, that's only 8 letters, and you've got to use all 9. You've left out, I think you've left out another I. So we're just on time there. So let's just ask Kathy to reveal what it is. There, inheritor. We all knew that, didn't we? Inheritor. Well, never mind. That still puts you in the lead, Michael. Michael Goldman, you've won 41 points to Maureen Barr's 28 points. Congratulations. So 2 countdowns gone and 2 wins on the trot for Michael Goldman. Ted, final word.
Well, it's amazing what we inherited from the past. For instance, hope you agree that Michael's earned his salt. Do you know how that comes from? Well, the Roman word for salt is sal, and they got salt as part of their pay, which gave rise to the word salary, which we'll hopefully all get.
Well, let's hope they do get it. In fact, Michael will get to come back tomorrow, if he can, to play the game. And Maureen here gets to take our countdown box game home to play with your family. So thank you very much indeed. From all of us here in the studio, especially our winner tonight, Michael Goldman. Bye-bye. See you tomorrow.
And welcome to this week's 4th round of International Celebrity Pro-Am Scrabble Graveyard of Reputation. However, reputations have been built. We have champions. They've been here 3 days. Here they are for the 4th day. Liam Nellis and Rachel Hayhoe-Flint. Can they, the world is waiting to know, be toppled from their perch? Well, if anyone's going to do it, it will be Jilly Cooper and Tom Daniel. Tom is from Leicester, is a judo fan apart from a Scrabble fan, so we shall have to tread with care. They will have to tread immediately because as challengers they challenge first. I shall ask the computer to deal 7 letters into those 7 slots beneath the Scrabble board in front of us. Right, dark red squares treble the value of any word falling on them. Pale red double the value. Dark blue treble the value of a letter. Pale blue double the value of a letter. And Tom and Jilly will have to kick off in the middle, across that pink double, which is their right as challengers. And they really haven't got very good letters there. The H is worth 4, G is worth 2. The rest are worth 1 each. Captain Cooper, would you like to speak? Do you have a word?
My dazzling partner has a word.
Dazzler's partner, what have you got? Quickly.
Hinge.
Hinge, spelt.
H-I-N-G-E.
Right. Now, can you press buttons so that your cursor moves to the left and you want it to run horizontally from there, doubling up the H, doubling through the pink. 26 points, marvellous start. But, Rachel and Liam, is it a marvellous start or can you challenge that?
That was our word.
That was your word, that is not a challenge. Therefore, you simply get some more letters. You look down. Well, kindly a diode has given them 5 on that K. The H is worth 4. But they've got, you can hear the sibilance in the audience, they've got an S. The audience thinks it knows what they're going to do with it, but Scrabble is full of surprises when played by professionals. Right, Liam and Rachel, speak.
We're going to use the word skin.
Spelt.
S-K-I-N.
I hate to subject you to this humiliation, but we have to know. Skin, S-K-I-N.
Right.
Show me where you want it to run. I shan't assume anything. You're going there. And your skin's hanging down from hinge, is it?
Yes.
A hinge of skin, an unpleasant sight, but it is worth 23 points. Tom and Jilly, can you challenge? Can you challenge those 23?
Yes, we're going to challenge that, yeah.
What do you got, Tom?
I'm not sure.
Well,
quickly.
Skein.
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 S-K-E-I-N.
No, S-K-A-I-N.
Can you show me where you want it to go? Can you move your cursor?
Yes, sorry. Sure, yeah.
And that's going down from there.
I've done it.
S-K-A-I-N. That's going to be worth 24. Rachel and Lion could challenge that on validity.
We're going to throw caution to the wind and challenge validity.
That's a reasonable challenge.
Tom will laugh all over his
Skein,
face.
I'm sorry, does not exist. Tom was hoping to laugh all over his face by foxing you, but it doesn't exist.
I'm sorry.
It is the end of round 1. Jilly and Tom have opened their challenge with 26, but Rachel and Liam have 46. So, nothing for it but to plunge in, Jilly and Tom, see if you can make up the deficit. The machine will give you 4 more letters, and has been kind, given you a cue. has been unkind in not giving you a U to go with it. There are 3 words in our dictionary, viewers, that have a Q and no U that can be used in Scrabble. I can't tell them to you, obviously. I don't even know whether they can be made from that, but Gillian Tom might have found one. Tom and Gilly.
Right, we're going to play Quanat.
Spelt.
Q-A-N-A-T.
Q-A-N-A-T. Now, can you show me where you want that Q to go? Shall we pretend I don't know there's only one place it can go? Can you bring it down? And you're running horizontally, Q-A-N-A-T. And that's double up, it's worth 28. You know what you have to do. Can you improve on that? Can you challenge?
Yeah, we're going to take another gamble.
Challenge and validity.
Well, this time you're wrong, and he can smile all over his face because canat is one of those words I hinted when we were watching it. Canat is an irrigation canal, therefore it stands. So that is an unsuccessful challenge by you.
Well done.
Right. It's now your turn, though.
Oh, my God.
Now your turn. You get 4 more letters and your God to help you, and off you go. Well, they did not take my heavy hint as to that word without a U, and they've been punished. Gilly and Tom are now well ahead. Liam, this time you tell me.
Our word is handle. H-A-N-D-L-E.
H-A-N-D-L-E. Right. Since there's 1 H, I think we know where it goes, but take it across for form's sake.
Straight down. Straight down.
Very good. Handle and high through the treble. 38. Excellent. Gilly, is it excellent enough? Can you challenge it? Have to hurry you? No, they can't challenge it. So handle stands. It's the end of round 2. And the differentials are now very small. Because while Gilly and Tom have that 82, our champions have snuck ahead with 84. Time then to bang on with round 3. Gilly and Tom to bang off with it. Look down, get the letters, begin the dread climb upwards through the 30 seconds. From the triumph of Canat. Tom, have you a word like that for us? Or indeed any word? Speak now.
Right, we can only play,
Hurry.
Dart.
Spelt.
D-A-R-T.
D-A-R-T. Move your button, which moves the cursor. And it's going horizontally from there. D-A-R-T. It is only 6. Liam and Rachel, can you challenge that?
Yes, we have the word tyro, T-Y-R-O.
T-Y-R-O. Can you show me where you want to play that?
I've got a whoops. I'm drunk in charge again. We're going across,
what?
T-Y, going across to the right.
Horizontally, rightwards, making at, and tie, and tyro. It's 21 points. That is a successful challenge unless you challenge any of those on validity.
Yes, I challenge T-Y on validity.
You're challenging T-Y on validity. You're right to do that. There's a lot of successful challenges tonight. They are smirking, but we shall wipe the smirk from their faces. That is a successful challenge. We whiz back to Liam and Rachel for their own turn. Get a Z worth 10 and a Y worth 4. G worth 2. whispering? Was it fruitful? Rachel, have you got a word?
The word is zo.
Z-O.
Mm-hmm. And I bet they'll challenge again. I should have to get my hanky out soon. Oh.
Oh, there. Z-O
There.
gets going sideways
across
from there,
that
is it?
way.
Doubling up the Z, giving you 26. Gilly and Tom, do you challenge Zo?
No, and no, we
Got a better word?
don't.
We don't. It stands. There we are. It is the end of a round. Look at those scores. They are still very close. Gilly and Tom, our challengers, have 94, but the champions are still ahead with 110. Zo is a yak from Tibet. And now, here are some people from your local supermarket to sell you things. We shall be back with you in a minute.
Altocyte Plus, a dramatic step forward for indigestion sufferers. Altocyte Plus brings rapid relief from acid indigestion and heartburn. Plus, freedom from uncomfortable wind. Plus, soothing protection for your stomach lining. Triple action Altocyte Plus in liquid or tablets from pharmacists without prescription. Clinically proven Altocyte Plus, advanced indigestion relief.
Food's a bit limited round here. Good thing the herring season started again. Herring is quick and easy to cook, and the distinctive taste. You can fry them, grill them, even barbecue them. A meal for any day of the week. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. Hey, Friday?
Herring's back and it's in the shops now. If you like fish, you'll love herring.
All these cornetto, it's you therefore. I beg you, darling, open the door. I know not which one she picks, but take no chances. I bring all six.
Six? See, now there's any appointment with a strawberry and a jug.
Just one cornetto.
Just an ordinary loo, but lurking under the rim. The germs are at it again.
It's a job for new Harpic Bleachmatic Duo. 2 products in 1. Blue detergent to clean. Powerful bleach to kill germs. Working together in your cistern for up to 6 weeks. Cleaning and killing germs every time you flush. New Harpic Bleachmatic Duo. The dynamic duo.
Hello, and welcome back. The knocking you hear is of famous knees, because this is the moment when the partners drop away and the 2 celebrities are left to face one another alone. Jilly Cooper takes on Rachel Hayhoe Flint. Jilly starts, Tom says nothing. We ask the computer for 2 letters for Jilly now, and 30 seconds.
A terrible moment of my life.
Right, we have just witnessed the worst 30 seconds of Jilly Cooper's
Yes,
life,
worst-
but it's over now and I need a word.
There was the only word that ever saved my life ever. It's gin.
Gin. In an emergency, Jill, pop your gin somewhere.
Well, it goes up.
You haven't
the way
spelt
to
it for me yet, by the way.
G-I-N.
G-I-N, okay.
Spell that. Up there.
They are reeling together with this gin. There is no I. We whiz straight across to Rachel, you get a freebie.
My word is lions, L-I-O-N-S.
L-I-O-N-S. Show me where you want it to go.
Well, the lion's going near to the zoo, and it's running down there.
I see, and it's descending onto the double. It's a very good word. You can get 22 points. Jilly, That often happens. It looks as though a letter is there. You can challenge lions on validity, but I don't think you'll want to. I think we better turn it back to Rachel for her own go after that challenge. Ask the machine for 4 letters for her. Y is worth 4, B is worth 3, G and D are worth 2 each. Uncharacteristically silent through all that. Have you got any word at all?
Yes, my word is hid.
H-I-D.
H-I-D.
Can you show me where you want it?
I don't really want it anywhere because it's so feeble.
It's worth 18 points. Gilly, alone you may challenge. Do you challenge that on score or validity?
Not on validity, only vaguely on store. We have darted.
Not we, you have, alone. You have found darted, isn't it wonderful? Okay, put darted down where you want it. Okay, and you want it to run horizontally from there, doubling up. Gives you 16. It's not enough, I'm afraid. An unsuccessful challenge. Oh dear, I am sorry, but it is the end of the celebrity round. They are probably quite grateful about that.
Yes, very.
At the end of that round, Gilly has 94, but Rachel has brought her side up to 168. With great relief, each lady person turns to her partner and says, thank God we're together again, because you are. You now work as a team. Look down, Gilly and Tom. You're going to get some more letters and you're going to go off. Dar, which has been reinstated after that unsuccessful challenge, is a Burmese knife. Tom, let's hear from you. We heard from Gilly. What have you got?
Well, not a lot. Berry.
Spelt.
B, 2 E's, R-Y.
Beery. Right. Okay, we've had gin. We're going for beery. Now, can you take your cursor and show me where you want it to go? And you're running horizontally along the bottom. Right, that's 10 points. Liam and Rachel are nodding. I feel vibrations. What do you challenge on?
Score.
Score. What's your word?
Beget.
Spelt.
B-E-G-E-T.
P-E-G-E-T. And can you place that on the board for me?
Yes. Oh, sorry. Wait a minute. B-E-G... No, one down.
There.
Wait a minute. Well, it's running down to the T. There. Thank you very much,
That was
computer.
lucky. You nearly didn't get it.
Jolly
16
old
points. I have to ask if you can challenge, but I don't think you do. They don't challenge, so we go across to Rachel and Liam for their own turn now. Those letters are still not very good. The Y is worth 4. They've got an S if they can find a way of pluraling to useful effect. Stand the silence. There wasn't much with all that pinging.
I can't stand the strain.
Give us a word. The strain is over.
The word is say.
Spelt.
S-A-Y.
S-A-Y. And you're both rotten cursor players. I think all 4 of you can't use this thing. Where's it going? There. And it's descending.
Downwards.
Descending to the doubled Y, giving them 16. Gilly and Tom, can you challenge, say?
No.
Okay. It goes unchallenged. It brings us to the end of round 5. We see, gosh, that 94 have been raised by our challengers, but Rachel and Liam, our champions, have broken in with a double century. Gilly and Tom, you've got a long way to go. Look down. We'll give you 3 more letters and start the trek up towards your own first century. Right, Captain Cooper, speak.
Well, we're going to play Wren.
Spelt?
W-R-E-N.
W-R-E-N. Right here, Tom. Can you move your cursor to where you want to play it? And it's going down from there, is it?
Yeah, that's right.
It's going down from there. And it's making B and N. It's worth 15 points. Rachel and Liam, do you want to challenge?
No.
They don't want to challenge. We whiz back to them. N, in case you care about these things, is a print measure. Liam, you speak this time. Your word. She's laughing. Something must be making you cheerful. What have you got?
Slightly unseasonal, but we have Yule, Y-U-L-E.
Y-U-L-E, okay. Could you place it for me, please?
Sorry.
And do you want that to go horizontally from that Y through onto the treble? Which gives you 21 points. Tom and Jilly. I hate saying this, sounds like cartoon characters. But anyway, Tom and Jilly. Scuttle about. What have you got? Can you challenge?
No. No, it's very good.
So you let it go. It is the end, therefore, of round 6. They admit that it's very good. It looks very good because while they have 109, the champions now have 221. Round 7 will be rolled out quickly. Tom and Jilly, as ever, start. They get 3 more letters. And for people facing a deficit of over 100, they're not great letters. The B's worth 4, the B's worth 3, the others are worth 1 each. Cooper Daniels squad, a word.
We're going to play Brave.
Spelt B-R-A-V-E. And it's going down from there, is it?
I think so.
Making the we. It's worth 25 points. Good score. Rachel and Liam, do you challenge?
No.
No, we don't.
You don't challenge.
No.
It's therefore time for your own turn. You're going to get 5 whole new letters. We deal them now. What of those? The P's worth 3, the D's worth 2. Nothing else is very striking. Open and messy board with lots of opportunities. Have you found one?
We found a word. I found a bed.
A bed?
No, sorry, the word bed. B-E-D.
Okay, spell it. B-E-D.
Mm-hmm. D for Donald. Up we go. Such a long programme.
Bed is trebled up. You're going sideways from there. It's trebling up. It's 18 points. Not a lot, really. Gilly and Tom may feel they can challenge. Can you challenge on score?
Yes, we're going to have one little go.
What's your word, Tom?
We're going to play Printed.
Printed?
Yeah.
And it's going down from there.
Yeah.
It's all 7 letters. It's worth 72 points. Rachel and Liam, I've passed this across for a challenge on validity only. Do you challenge the validity of wet or printed?
What do you think? I don't think there is. There's water.
Well, yeah.
Either you do or you don't. Okay, they don't challenge.
We do challenge.
Oh, you do challenge?
Yes.
Well, which word are you challenging?
Web.
Wet. Okay. Well, WEP does not exist. It is a successful challenge. It roars your score up. In fact, brings us to the end of the game, and equally, in fact, as you can see, means the champions have not been toppled by Gilly and Tom, who have 134, to Liam and Rachel's 257. They have proved unstoppable all week, which is why they're here, which is why you leave. Thank you for playing it so well. Tom, take a presentation Scrabble set without thanks. Thanks to Gilly. Thanks to you two, 4 nights on the trot. You now have a complete set of silver Scrabble racks, Liam. And tomorrow you can go for gold, because you and Rachel will be back to play the 5th round against new challengers. I shall be here to see them play it. I hope you will be too. Thanks for being with us today.
Now some words of advice for those of you who are living alone and contemplating moving to local authority residential accommodation. Such a move often involves considerable emotional adjustment, but it can be made much easier if the financial aspects are well thought out. With me is Kian Seeger, a financial advisor who's made a special report on the problem. And in fact, I know, Kian, that it is a very big problem for certain people because it could cost them their savings. Tell us a little bit more about it.
Yes, most people think that if they have to go into the residential home at some stage, or elderly relatives may have to go in, they rather feel that the local authority or the DHSS will help with the fees. And indeed they will, but they'll only do so once one's capital has been reduced to such a small degree. They do it by looking at the income that you earn, but not just that you really earn. They assume a rate of growth, a rate of income. It's quite a complicated formula that they use. But
Can we just spell this out just a fraction more? Is there a level, for instance, if you have £1,000 of savings in a building society or something, does that count?
No, the rules are rather flexible, but for the local authority it's £1,200, and for the DHSS it's £3,000. If you've got capital above that, and that includes, in most cases, your house, then they'll look to you to use that capital before they'll help with the fees.
So if you haven't done anything with your house is just sitting there, in a sense you could be charged for having that house even though you're not getting any money from it.
In a sense, that's true. You would be forced in those circumstances, I suspect, to sell the property, to invest the cash, to actually earn some income to help pay for the fees.
You were saying that they have a sort of false idea as to how much your income you're getting from your capital. Is there a certain rate? I mean, what is it they imagine that you're getting?
Well, it's not what they imagine they're getting. It is purposely a fictitious rate. It works out at about 37% per annum. Well, obviously that's pretty daft. You're getting about 9% from a building society at the moment. But they do it on purpose because they want you to use your capital before they'll actually come in and help with the fees.
So would it be easier just to give that money away rather than feel that you're being forced into using it in a way you don't want? Why not just give it away to your family?
Well, the answer is yes, it's a good idea to give it away, but most of us need the income from the capital to live on, so you can't really give it away too high. You can do one or two things. You could put it under trust, for example, which means that you'd put it into some investments which still give you the income. You still have control of the capital, but you have control as a trustee rather than as an actual owner.
That's what you call discretionary trusts.
That's right. Discretionary trusts are quite a useful vehicle because, in fact, you can possibly get your money back from them. It's not a one-way step, but at the same time, it allows you to get an income. It allows you to have control, as I said, as a trustee rather than as an individual controlling your own money.
What about annuities? I know a lot of people think perhaps of taking out an annuity rather than a trust. Is that better?
Annuities are actually not a terribly good idea in these circumstances because, broadly speaking, annuities are a one-off investment. You put your cash in and there's nothing back at the end of the day. You get a good income from them, but of course in these circumstances you don't particularly want a good income because the more income you get, the less the local authority is going to help out with. So all you're doing is you're giving away your capital and you've not gained anything.
So what about someone perhaps who is coming up for retirement or is already retired, living alone, and they're wondering what to do. Perhaps they've reached an age, or there's someone within a family, and the family are wondering how they can be helped. They know they're going to have to perhaps go into residential accommodation. Should they bother to save at all? Are you saying it's not worth an elderly person having any savings in a way, unless it's like one of these trusts?
Well, I wouldn't say that. I mean, none of us ever know what's going to happen in the future. If we all knew exactly that we would have to go into a home or that, well, whatever, then it's very easy to plan. So saving is obviously a good idea. It's just a question of the route you choose for savings. And yes, I would say that if one is concerned about this particular problem, yes, do the saving under a trust sort of scheme.
And don't you have to be careful, by the way, just at this moment there is a change in the law, and if you are going to give your money away, should you do it sooner rather than later?
It's very difficult at the moment. It's a very grey area, but at the 83 Health and Social Security Act had a provision which will allow local authorities to reclaim anything you've given away or possibly put into trust or whatever, if you did it within 6 months of prior going into the home. Now, that clause is not yet active. It's likely to become active over the course of the next few months. There's a problem with Scottish law, I believe, at the moment. When that does come in, well, actually, that's going to be very helpful because it does provide an absolute cut-off, 6 months. At the moment, it's a very grey area, and some local authorities could say, well, you gave this away a year ago. Others could say, you know, you gave it away a few months ago, it's okay. So
because this is actually something that's coming in the next few months, perhaps if people are thinking of giving money away, they should perhaps do it now rather than get into more complexities later on.
Well, certainly give it some thought, yeah, certainly.
Well, Cian Seeger, thank you very much indeed. I know that you've probably given lots of food for thought for some of our older viewers, and perhaps the best thing they can do is seek professional advice in
I'd
their
agree
own
with
area.
that totally, yeah.
Thank you very much. But now, in fact, let's join Magnus Magnusson.
Going to encourage more exhibition facilities, in encouraging more galleries, and there are some very good galleries indeed, taking on crafts, and in particular stimulating the opening of retail shops to sell the crafts.
Projects such as the County Council's Craft Centre at Ruthin have helped establish Clwyd's reputation as a centre second only to Cardiff in the provision of visual and dramatic arts. Local administrators are aiming to enhance that reputation and are quite specific about how the Crafts Council can help.
By giving us the kind of support that they've begun to show here at Ruthin, by offering us money for revenue grants against exhibition programmes, by offering us guarantees against loss on employing people to run residences. They've shown a lot of interest in the developments we've got going here, and I would hope that would continue to be forthcoming.
With so many conflicting demands on the limited public funds available, do you find it at all difficult to justify expenditure on arts and craft activity?
Well, I think that one way we can justify it, certainly in this area where we've got fairly high unemployment, is I think the arts and crafts can actually be genuinely considered to be a part of the leisure industry. And as such, there are a lot more people with a lot more leisure time on their hands.
A Crafts Council exhibition at Ruthin over the next 6 weeks aims to dispel some myths about art and crafts, and perhaps to persuade people to think twice about that next ornament for the mantelpiece.
Groups there, the Swingles with Round Midnight. Well, it's around lunchtime now, and we're going to prepare for round evening. I wonder if on your travels, when you've been around antique shops, junk shops, second-hand shops, car boot sales, you've seen all sorts of glasses and wondered what they are. Perhaps one like this, which in fact is an 18th century jelly glass. That's for making jellies in the 18th century. Fresh fruit jellies they were too. Or perhaps this little one here, slightly deeper, sometimes on a higher pedestal. This was a bonbon dish or sweetmeat dish, and was made to hold things like gilded almonds and sweetmeats of all sorts, shapes and sizes. This chap here is a syllabub glass, or again a jelly glass. In the 18th century they made that lovely creamy sweet, the syllabub, and of course maybe you all recognise this very well, and maybe you got some at home. This in fact was a custard cup or a cream cup, and in fact was used for making creams like this one here, chocolate cream, straight from England's 18th century, brought into New English cookery, as I'm going to show you now. What you need is some chocolate, nice dark chocolate, 7 ounces of it, break it up into bits and put it into a container over boiling water and just let it melt until it looks like this. You don't want to get it too hot, but it needs to be completely melted like that. Now the next thing, I think when you think of mousses and creams and continental things, you think of egg whites being whipped to a high foam, as it were. Well, this recipe just has one whole egg and the yolk of one egg. This you then, put that to there, you whisk these together, again over simmering water, and just steadily whisk that, whisk happily away. Don't leave it, of course, because it'll turn up like scrambled eggs, and you'll end up with something that looks like this. Not something that looks like this, but something that is like this. And you see there, that's sort of custard in texture. You let these two mixtures, the chocolate mixture and the egg mixture, cool to about the same temperature. Don't let them set. You want to be able to work them together. And you mix those two together like that. And then here I've got some cream which I've half whipped. So it's just sort of ribboning. You see there, this is in fact just ribboning. And this has got in it some creme de cacao or cocoa cream. This isn't essential, it's optional. You can use whiskey, sherry, or if you don't like using alcohol in food at all, then just use a little, well, there's no point in putting water in to weaken it down. That is then mixed into there. This is pretty rich, as you can see, but you notice earlier on the custard cups we were looking at, the cream cups, the jelly glasses, all those little 18th century containers, and they all had a reason, but because it was rich, and you only want a little bit of this. I like a lot, but I'm only encouraging you to have a little bit. Now you pour that into your favourite serving dish or into the custard cups, and it will look like this. Now an elegant way of serving this is in fact to dip a spoon into warm water, to hot water, and then scoop out just one egg shape of that luscious, rich chocolate cream. You can then, this is sitting on a lovely coffee sauce, by the way, add a few almonds or something, so the whole thing looks pretty on the plate like that. As I say, it is a coffee sauce we've used. You can make a gaufrette biscuit if you want to serve a plain biscuit with it to take away some of the richness, but you only want a little bit. Now, we're going to have a look at something really quite interesting. We're going to have a look at boiled beef, but boiled beef with a difference. Sitting here in front of me is in fact a fillet of beef. Now this may sound expensive, but in this modern day and age we are eating meat with less fat. You'll notice that the butcher has stripped off all the fat from there. All the fat's gone, also that sinew on the top, and it has in fact been tied up, and it's looking like that. Now this is only going to be simmered for 10 minutes in stock. Now you make the stock beforehand, or if you don't want to bother to make stock, use tin consomme, and I've already got one in here. I take that one out and pop this one in like that. Just look how succulent this is. Let's get rid of the butcher's label there. If you like your meat more well done, then of course cook it for longer. That's lovely pink red meat there with very little fat, and I'm putting that there onto the plate. Now you see the vegetables which you associate with boiled beef and carrots, and there are the carrots to prove it's had carrots in it, are cooked separately. You've got your stock which you've made beforehand, and you simmer these vegetables until they're each one individually. People wonder, now how do you control this? These can all be done before you put your beef into the stock pot. So we've got carrots there, got little discs of leek here, little turnips, beans, onions, little baby tomatoes which are appearing now in the supermarkets, new potatoes, cauliflower, any or as many vegetables as you like. Each bought just a few and carefully cut. And just to make things more interesting, a sauce which we all like, horseradish cream, to which I've added a few capers and a few chopped chives. Now you may be saying, that's all right for you, making these vegetables look like that, but how do we make them look like that? Well, here is a simple carrot. You can cut them, all your vegetables the same size. I'm just going to cut him into even-sized chunks like that. Then I'm going to cut him into quarters like that, and this is called turning vegetables. Now, if you watch carefully, I start with a small knife, and the knife needs to be a small knife so you can control it, a very sharp blade, and I'm just going to turn them. The expression comes from turning the knife to take the edge off, and you think, oh God, this is wasteful. But it's not wasteful at all, because as we turn them into these pretty shapes or break the cauliflower into little bits, you see there, it's more interesting, it makes the plate more exciting, more artistic. That, all the debris from this goes with the stock. You cook them till they're tender, into the blender, and you've got soup to last you for quite a few days. A really rich, healthy soup, no sugars, no fats, all these vegetables together in a lovely rich soup, which of course does freeze. And here we've got perfectly simple boiled potatoes with fresh herbs from those herb gardens I keep encouraging you to develop and grow, and there with the boiled beef and carrots. So that's boiled beef and carrots with the difference. And for those who are wondering about the cost, that costs about £1 a portion, which isn't bad when you're entertaining. And also you're getting the benefit of this soup, which is going to see you through. Now, we started with the sweet and went on to the main course, and so we're ending with the starter, if you forgive the sort of attempt at getting around that. The modern trend today is to have fruits, vegetables, raw salads, dips, what have you, with vinaigrettes or starter dressings like that. Here I've got orange segments, grapefruit segments, avocado. As simple as that. And I've made a dressing and substituted a puree of red currants for the vinegar. So this is a nice tangy starter. You can use a puree of any fruits if you like, and onto the top of that, you can buy frozen red currants, by the way, onto the top of that a few red currants. So I'm encouraging you there to think again and really to start using different types of dressings. In the 18th century we had 140 different types of dressings. Today we seem to have a bottle of mayonnaise and a bit of French dressing, and that's all we have. But I think today the whole thing English, and you'll enjoy that, and it's certainly something to be proud of. And now I'm going to hand you over to Paul Coyer.
Thank you very much indeed, Michael. Well, if I can stop the cameramen racing across the studio to pinch on Michael's food, we'll move on to the next item. And I, and many others, thoroughly enjoyed my next guest's portrayal of Portia in last year's RSC production of Merchant of Venice. Despite various stage roles and a recently completed Hollywood film with Martin Sheen, she still finds time to pop up on British television regularly. Well, Belfast-born Frances Tumilty appeared in a recent BBC Playhouse as Susanna, a radio actress. Here, she and the play's author get together for a meal.
My sister lives in a street in Derry where every last able-bodied man is unemployed. In her neighbour's house, there's a man of 59, his son of 40, and his 3 grandsons, all in their teens. And there isn't a job between the 5 of them. How does that grab your imagination?
It grabs my feelings. It makes me sad, angry, frustrated, but the imagination is something else, Susanna. It goes its own way, and it has to be let do that, even when the city's burning. Otherwise, the soul of man itself is burned out.
That's nothing but words.
I have nothing but words.
You're an artist! You're supposed to be putting yourself at the service of your people. You're using your precious imagination as a substitute for reality.
Ladies and gentlemen, Frances Tumilty. I suppose it was quite appropriate we chose that clip because you were playing an Irish girl, and you in fact were born in Belfast. Growing up in Belfast, were you aware that you were in a city different from many others in Britain? That, I mean, did the surroundings affect you in any way?
I wasn't aware that it was different from anywhere else because it was all I knew. But I think growing up there, I grew up on the Falls Road. And although it was peacetime when I was there, you grow up with all that knowledge, even if you don't know you're receiving it. It's inherent. You know, you grow up in a country that's torn by strife. Yes, of course you're aware of it.
Do you still feel that that has an influence on you today?
Oh, absolutely, yes. It's a very strange thing being from Ulster and being particularly an Ulster Catholic, I think, because it's hard to identify. You know you don't belong to the Republic, and you know you don't belong to England, and you're not quite sure what you belong to. You know, and one has I have a great affection for the other side of the culture of Ulster. I mean, the Orange Men's Marches were, to me as a child, every bit as exciting as any kind of Catholic festival. It's only when I got older that I realised the sort of ominous political implications of both sides.
Well, your father was very well known in Ireland as a film star. Did he encourage you to go into acting, or was he against it?
No, he was really against it.
Why?
I think he was very fearful for me, really. I mean, as any father would be, and he desperately wanted me to become, in some way, solid, to take a teaching degree or something like that. And of course, I was 17, you know, and 3 years in teachers' college was like, oh, it's going to be the end of the world. And I'm not sure if he wasn't right, actually, because when I have been out of work, I've ended up, I once failed to get a job in Woolworths, which I was really miffed about, because I came over to England with 8 O-levels, you know, ex-head girl of a convent school, and they gave me an exam to do for a Saturday job in Woolworths, and I couldn't do it. I couldn't do sums, it was dreadful. And so I tended to do things like waitressing or cleaning people's flats. Which is, you know, not very soul-inspiring, really.
No, but eventually you did land what should have been a plum role. It should have been the launch of a great career, and that was a part of Lady Macbeth in Macbeth with Peter O'Toole.
Ministers of Grace.
You
Yes.
see, you bless yourself there, because it is a bit of a spectre which haunts not only you, but people like Peter O'Toole, Brian Forbes, who directed it, because it was a disastrous production, wasn't it?
Well, it was and it wasn't. I mean, critically it was disastrous, and I think all of us involved would agree that it wasn't the most artistic thing we've ever done. But commercially it was wow. I mean, people came in their droves. One just wasn't quite sure whether or not they wanted to see you fall on your face, as it were.
Well, because the critics, you said, you know, they thought the thing was just awful. In fact, if I can quote from a critic of the time, they said that you played Lady Macbeth like Margaret Thatcher. Now, that must have been very disheartening for this little girl from Belfast who was over trying her luck.
It's the worst thing that's ever been said to me. Yes. It was very strange. I mean, the wonderful thing about it was that for the first time in, certainly my lifetime, a Shakespeare production was featured not only on the national news, but also on the cricket. It was just everywhere. And I remember going to the theatre on the second night and getting a taxi, and the cabbie said to me, where are you going? And I said, the old Vic. The old Vic. He said, oh, don't want to go there, darling. He said, it's dreadful, haven't you read the papers? And it was awful, and it was, I think, sad that it did receive that amount of attention because it wasn't good, really.
You must have had to pick yourself up. I mean, you must have been devastated afterwards. Was it difficult to pick yourself up?
Yeah, it was hellishly difficult. I didn't go back on stage for 4 years after that, until I went back to the RSC. And I got to the point where I thought, if I don't do it now, I'm never going to do it again, because it's terrifying.
Well, we've mentioned a few roles that you've played, and they have been very diverse. I'd like to pick up on yet another one, this time from 1983. Let's have a look at a play you did for television called Bazaar and Rummage. You play a lady who helps with a self-help group for agoraphobics, a very dowdy character, and here we see her at a jumble sale with 2 of her fellow members.
I was cured by spiritual.
Entrance found here at Trengwainton. You can see down the drive there, colours, there's pinks and there's yellows, a whole range of things. But it's not just rhododendrons. It's some of the little herbaceous plants. And look at that. Oh, Jeff, a few minutes ago, was talking about a typical Cornish welcome with the sunshine. And since then, we've had a hailstorm. But it doesn't worry this plant. This is a little herbaceous plant from the Apennine Mountains in Italy. So it's hardy and it can grow in almost any garden in a cool, moist root run. It has the arrow-shaped leaves, and then the flowers emerge. And they're very peculiar. And if I pick one, I don't think the head gardener's watching, and I push it through my hand there, its Latin name's Arisarum proboscideum, but it's commonly called the mouse-tailed plant. And look at that, it just looks like a little mouse sort of burrowing itself into my hand. Now, Trengwainton and similar gardens that grow exotic and rare or tender plants rely on their shelter belts and windbreaks to provide a nice cocoon of warmth. Problems, windbreaks blow down, trees have to be replaced, and even within the garden there are plants which have been put there to give small sheltered areas. And one of the commonest plants used in these woodland gardens are the bamboos. They're a different kind of bamboos. But the last few years have seen a flowering of bamboos. Certain types flower and then die. There are others, such as this Pseudosassa japonica or Japanese mataki bamboo in the background. That gives a good clump. That's also been flowering, but at least it survives the flowering and continues for several years at least.
Here at Trengwainton there are many large old spreading trees, the perfect place for creating the little woodland glade. Here we've got a place of quiet reflection, and there's something rather English about it too. And of course they've used many of our native English plants. There are plenty of English primroses about. And of course those sort of things you can grow yourself from seed. There are plenty of seed merchants now who are offering English wildflowers, and they're quite easy really. Don't, whatever you do, dig them out of the woods, because first of all, they're probably not going to do very well in your garden if you do that. You're spoiling the woods, and bear in mind they are protected by law too. And how about this? A perfect ground cover plant, our own native wood anemone, Anemone nemorosa. Another one which can be raised from seed, and it creates a beautiful green carpet of foliage and these lovely star-like flowers in the spring. That's beautiful, isn't it? Now, of course, this is quite a large area, but if you think this is too large for your garden, come and have a look at this. This little patch underneath a great old magnolia is a real delight to me. There's nothing brash or garish about it, and yet it's absolutely packed with colour. The snowdrops and daffodils, of course, are finished now, but there are still plenty of plants to follow on. The ferns at the back here are going to do really well in the cool shade of this big old tree. They look beautiful. And next to those, in a couple of weeks' time, we can just see the bluebells about to come out, and that'll give us a bright splash of blue. And how about this little beauty? This is an erythronium, the yellow dog's tooth violet. The deep yellow colour is the variety Pagoda, and that really makes a lovely show, I think. And of course, dotted around as well are these primulas, which we've seen before, we've all seen these, but aren't they lovely? It's a tiny patch, it's small enough for any garden, but look at the wealth of colour and interest that it holds. Peter Horner, you're the head gardener here at Trengwainton and the genius behind all the new work that's going on here. What exactly are you doing now?
Well, this is an Asiatic magnolia, which I'm trying to increase so by the process of air layering. These shrubs and trees are not easy always to sort of propagate sort of by the sort of traditional sort of methods. And here I have taken off the old sort of covering, and as we can see, there is some swelling where the wound was made about sort of 2 years ago. And so I am sort of going to sort of cover this over again with some moist moss and a piece of sort of polythene to sort of keep it sort of perfectly moist without wounding it again, as the swellings are sort of showing that rooting has actually sort of started.
Yes, you can more or less say this is the same sort of system, of course, that you use with things like rubber plants inside, isn't it?
This is so, yes.
Now, I'll leave you to that because I notice here that you've got a big sash weight on this branch, which is pulling it down, and this is disappearing into the ground over here. This is obviously another means of propagation of magnolias.
Yes, well, here we are doing some sort of ground layering on this branch here, and the weight is holding the branch down, and the stone there is holding the branch with about 3 or 4 inches of sort of soil on the